All right. So I think we have everybody in the house today. By special request, we brought back Mr. Asif here because I think we had a bunch of topics to share and we just didn't want him to miss out.
With special
And
request of that
fantastic.
one person who watches our show.
yeah, for that one person who watches,
That's me.
I think a lot of shit has gone down since the solar eclipse. So I think definitely, man, the solar eclipse had some kind of an evolutionary
Otherworldly effect.
some kind of a psychological otherworldly effect, and the world has just gone to shit. Like it's just going crazy right now. So from stabbings to the Bitcoin halving to fucking the Boeings falling out of the sky, and draconian laws coming into effect, floods in fucking places in the world where there's no fucking drops of rain like a decade ago, and all kinds of shit, from the line to
Decades
the
ago.
decades ago, right?
Decades.
And yeah, so I think let's just get started. So I think the first one is recently we had the so-called stabbing at Bondi Junction, and then after that we had another stabbing at I think a priest got stabbed, and that just caused a huge flood.
that became a
to open
terrorist
in terms
attack.
of-
That was bad.
That became a terrorist attack
yeah,
for
yeah,
some
yeah.
reason.
That became a terrorist attack. all right?
While
Yeah,
the
it
while
was
the guy
declared a
who
terrorist
killed
attack, and
6
then after
people was
that-
not terrorist attack apparently. So
Yeah, I don't know how does it work, man. How do they classify these things? And then on top of that, while that happened, then Twitter gets tied into that. Okay, um, and then not only the censorship and all this political barrage of information starts coming out in terms of they want to control X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, as the politician said, the New South Wales premier said. And he said for some reason it was inciting violence or something like that. So I'm not sure what he was getting at. I mean, the both sides of the parliament, the left and the right.
it doesn't
I mean,
matter.
we
They're
only
both- they're
have
both the same
left
party anyway.
and the extreme left.
they're both the same party with different colors. That's it.
Yeah,
So one
they're
is
both
red,
the
one
same
is blue,
party,
that's
just
it.
with different names.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere. And I think what really kind of I've got a very good clip that I think that really epitomizes what Australia is kind of heading back into, and I think we should start with that. I recently found this one; it kind of went viral. You know those clips that kind of sit on YouTube for 10 years, nobody watches them, and suddenly they come back into the loop. That's what's happened here. So the algorithm picked it up. Let's have a look at this one.
What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
American Express investigators followed a man who thought was one of Queensland's most wanted to a Valley restaurant. Minutes later, police had the business surrounded, then sent in a delegation.
We're under arrest.
Look, I'm under what? Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Democracy Manifest.
He didn't appreciate the way he was handled.
See that chap over there? Get your hand off my
Get your hand off my penis!
Major concern was the meal he'd left behind.
What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent
This
Chinese
guy's a legend.
Yeah.
Eventually, they had him in custody.
I believe that it's all to do with stolen credit cards.
Look at that
I
mustache, bro.
understand that he has played small parts in numerous amateur theatre groups. He seems to be just a prolific false pretender.
But only hours after his arrest, the Watch House granted him bail, leaving the police red-faced and empty-handed.
We are sincerely sorry that
Look at that mustache that the copper had, and the Ray-Ban hanging off.
The
his,
war of the mustaches,
pocket,
yeah.
pocket, like classic,
70s,
old
yeah,
school
classic
cool.
70s.
Everybody's got a mustache in that picture. So I think Australia is not new to trying to enforce laws that the public is kind of not really okay with. So it's always been kind of encroaching on things and kind of overdoing things, overworking things. So recently, another thing that's happened is because of that pre-stabbing, the government has now actually called on X. I don't know. I don't understand that. What's the goal? It's like someone try to make me understand this. I think maybe I'm not looking into it. I mean, I don't have the right perspective. But I'll play this clip and then we'll get a couple of you to.
It's too early, but this is the first step towards the healing.
I feel happy, very happy.
Serene scene, almost a week on from a night of chaos.
Oh yeah, baby.
Scrutiny now turning to the role social media may have played in fanning the flames of fury.
There's nothing wrong with spreading news. There's a big problem with spreading misinformation or spreading incitements to violence.
Social media platform X, formerly Twitter, is fighting government demands it take down violent or offensive posts about the stabbing, with owner Elon Musk labelling the e-safety commissioner the censorship commissar.
It's exactly what you'd expect from Elon Musk. He doesn't think he seems to owe any obligation to any member of the public. And quite
He
frankly,
doesn't.
Voldemort, Mike. Voldemort is in the house.
He's a private individual, bitch.
Political frustration with social media giants is building and could provide a new opportunity to push forward stalled misinformation laws aimed at requiring companies to keep tabs on false information spread on their networks.
We need to get the right balance. So
The right
that is,
balance,
we don't
bro.
want to
The
impinge on
right balance, bro.
Like he had the right
you,
balance, right?
in a democracy. It's a key fundamental element of who we are.
Some things are clearly designed to
How is
spread
that false information, bro?
false
How is
information.
that false information? I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Before
Communications
we go into,
regulator ACMA, Stronger
Before we
Powers,
go into it,
was
can you
pulled by
pause?
the government late last year. Some coalition
pause?
figures had labelled the bill all
Yep.
So, why are all these individuals not in the same caliber of that guy, that old school guy saying,
they're politics,
"Don't touch my
exactly.
penis"?
Because they're
Like, you know,
politicians.
that-
Because they're politicians, bro. That's what it is. Is I think that's a thing. I don't get it. That's what I'm trying to understand here. Like you guys.
That's a
open up,
real
tell me.
man. Real man versus cucks like these.
That
Anyways,
was doing
go
God's work, bro. That's what he was doing. He's-
ahead. Love it.
Yeah,
That guy is a legend.
They are charging him $500,000 worth of fines every day. So every day X is getting charged $500,000. And if you think about it, how are they actually targeting Elon Musk? In reality, it's the company. It's not Elon Musk, right? I mean, yeah, Elon Musk owns a company, but whenever that happens to Amazon or whatever, they'll never name Jeff Bezos. They will only name Amazon Warehouse or Amazon this or Amazon Global, or Amazon Shipping, shit like that. They'll never name the man behind the name, right? I don't get it.
Because Elon Musk has put himself out there, right, with Twitter,
Oh yeah,
and he has always done this.
yeah.
But it's
he's
also-
kind of
but I-
done
but I
that
think
from the
there's
beginning.
also-
True that, not like.
But I
Jeff
think there's
Bezos,
also
he's
like a
too
second cause.
busy hanging out with
If
his
they can
girlfriend.
besmirch his name, if they can destroy his brand, which I mean, let's be honest, it's Australia. They haven't destroyed anything for a long time. Even they couldn't even win against the emus, so it's fine. Okay, so so
Yeah.
so just because they think that okay, we can destroy his brand, and because of his brand destruction, we might be able to, get our law passed or whatever, get our thing like heard. And what scares me is if Elon, sorry,
This
Elon's brand,
destroys
Elon's
whose brand
personal
again? Brand?
Yeah.
Whoa. The government is trying to
They're trying.
destroy
They're
the
trying.
brand of.
He doesn't need
I
it.
don't think
I
he
don't think
needs.
he does.
He needs that, but
Yeah,
he
doesn't
can.
need-
He
Exactly.
destroys it.
But
himself
here's the
by
thing. See,
free
what I
speech.
think is gonna happen if Elon, if X like bends the knee right here, it'll open the floodgates to it'll become like Facebook basically. Okay, why isn't the government saying that Facebook is also like spreading misinformation? It's because on Facebook, if the government says you should stop these posts or you should ban
They'll
this
bend the knee.
post, Facebook will be like Ji Alam Panah, Jo Bole Mere Aaka type, he'll be like, he'll just ban it. So only X is one place where they're not gonna ban it. Now once X bends the knee, then that's it. Like the third or the fourth largest social media organization is over. But here's the thing, it's not gonna stop people though. If you're in the right Telegram groups or if you're in the right WhatsApp groups, this stuff is still gonna happen.
When is your next election
not
happening?
anytime soon though. I don't think so. It just happened like last year. So
Yeah, it just happened, man. Last year, 2 years ago. Yeah, last year.
Oh, okay.
So
I don't know.
Elections don't matter. Elections don't matter.
for the
Okay.
moment there's nobody.
For now, they don't. Yeah.
No, it's just a different governor, in
Yeah.
a way.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Lagan do dugni padegi ji, do dugni.
Exactly. Well, talking about the whole Lagan situation, recently you heard about the whole capital gains tax that is coming into effect in Canada, right? Is it going to happen, you think? The 60% capital gains tax? or something?
I think it needs to be 90%.
Get no.
Personally,
Yeah.
I think.
Just push it. Make it happen.
No,
yeah.
Live life on Dark Souls difficulty
I think
mode.
it's the best because listen, I don't have anything to lose.
Huh, Ustadji? Live life on Dark Souls difficulty mode. You died. End of story. Done.
Listen, I'm in a different.
Yeah, they live life on that.
No, I think it is very necessary because just by announcing this, a lot of people who were quiet, who were like compliant to a lot of things, finally are standing up and saying, "Oh my God, now it's affecting us." It was affecting all these conspiracy theorists. It was affecting all these unvaccinated people.
Yeah.
Now it's affecting us too.
Yeah.
Ab kya hoga? I mean, so I'm kind of glad. So it's a hate glad, like I'm hateful, but I'm kind of glad at the same time because this will push people to actually educate themselves in economics. I hope. If not, then it doesn't matter. Then everything will be open like we are just slaves, So either or is good for me, Both of them have truth.
Well, even the capital gain tax here, I think in the last 10, 15 years, 10 years ago, before I had any property, I didn't really care. But once I got property around that
It's
time,
not going to
I
impact
realized
you,
that,
bro.
it's
not
going
gonna
to
impact you.
me.
It's
So
gonna
I
impact your
think
son.
that if you're in the game of flipping shit,
Yeah, so it's not going to impact you. You'll be fine.
correct. That's probably the best
When
way
you
to put it.
die.
Yeah, once we die. Yeah, correct. So this whole capital gain tax, it's just doesn't make sense. And now they're saying that they're going to start charging unrealized capital gains. In COVID, there was a lot of hoo-ha about that. So basically, you have, let's say, a property, any property, could be, I don't know, Bitcoin, digital, physical, whatever you have. And then if it goes up in value, after it crosses a certain threshold, let's say it went up in value like 50%. Okay, usually things go up in 7 to 10% because as they print money, things just go up gradually. But some assets, they go up faster than other assets because that's what inflation does. The inflation is not something that just impacts everything formally. When inflation happens, it impacts each thing separately, and that's where you lose pricing. You do not know what is worth how much, right? So certain assets went up in price, and then Elizabeth Warren, all these people, even here, there's an Elizabeth Warren in every country. Okay, a senator like that exists everywhere, and she
Canada
basically
is
said-
filled with Elizabeth Warrens.
correct.
Everybody is an Elizabeth
Everybody's
Warren.
an Elizabeth Warren, right? So, it's the Karen of the
Karens.
politicians. It's the Karen
Yes.
of politicians, if it makes sense. So, she said that we need to start having unrealized capital gains. So basically, you have not sold. Usually, capital gains apply when you sell shit. If you do not sell, when it goes up by 40, we can still charge you for it to pay for it, like some kind of a tax for it.
It's Minority Report for capital gains.
Correct. They did that here in Australia. So if you hold a block
They
of
did that?
land, yeah. So if you hold a block of land, okay, and you do not build on it in 2 years, they'll start charging you. But what happened is a mate of mine bought a block of land, first home to build. COVID happened. After COVID, builders started going under. He moved to another builder. That builder went under. And now the state revenue office is saying, "Oh, you need to pay tax on this because you held it for 2 years." And he's like, "Dude, it's not my fault. The economy's gone to fucking shit." It's like, what? Why are you charging me tax for it, right? And I don't know how it panned out, but I think they gave him another 6 months or whatever on it. But once he sells that block of land, he will have to pay something on top of it. So if he doesn't sell, they'll still charge him. So he's like, "Fuck it, I'd rather sell because I have to now be out of pocket. I have to service that thing." So in a way, it already exists in society, but it just does not impact the rich people. I remember I used to work somewhere and I met this fella. He used to own the Louis Vuitton, the building in which they have Louis Vuitton in the city, in Melbourne CBD, Central Business District. There's a block of land, a very small, might be, I don't know, 250, it must be big. It's about, I think, 300 square meter or 400 square meter land that they have in the city, and
From
they've
that
given
one
it
website,
on
yeah.
rent to Louis Vuitton. That guy's entire family, uski sari pushte are living off the rent that just comes from that building. So that's generational wealth right? So imagine if you start taxing those guys, right? So anyway, coming back to property and taxes, and I think no better way to start the with the whole Dubai flood situation that's happened, right? And like everybody's
But
dad,
bro,
my dad gets all the information
hang
from
on.
WhatsApp
You are
forwards.
getting
So I
information
got to
from
see
your dad
firsthand what
who's
was going on in
getting
Dubai for the first
somebody
time
who
through
he
actually
knows who lives in
WhatsApp.
Dubai.
He sent
I'm
me
getting
like 10
information
different fucking
straight.
clips.
No, hang on. I'm getting information live streamed to me from Dubai from my dad. Okay, my dad still lives
But
there.
it's video.
So he's
It's
live
video and it's
streaming this
real,
crap
though.
to me, okay? And I look at it and I'm like, kya ho gaya? It's like I'm like, Qayamat aa gayi. The apocalypse is like upon
But some of the
us,
scenes were
in Dubai.
crazy.
It's
man.
like
The
the
amount of water.
it looked like a Sodom and Gomorrah situation. It was like it was.
Yeah.
It did look like
Yeah,
It looked like a Sodom and Gomorrah situation there, bro.
Yeah, it was
For a
dark
bit.
and it's like
it was like an eclipse.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like after the eclipse. That looked like eclipse because it was like dark.
Acha yaar, don't you, in a weird way, all those rich guys who are living on those islands, they
We
were
don't know
fine,
that,
right?
but
No
wahan pe-
flooding there 'cause
No.
the water just kind of shed off from there, right?
because the rich
Because
guys,
they're all
the
islands,
rich guys,
right?
they're not gonna have videos and
Far
stuff
out,
showing up.
We don't know that.
No, but they don't have any. I haven't seen
Don't
any
know.
videos.
We don't know
anything
what's
of
actually going on
water
because we
standing
haven't
near
seen
the
it. What I
Atlantis
can
or
tell you
anything.
is,
Or
but
you think they had sewage system built there? Maybe that's why.
So I think. Go ahead. So I think that it's mostly like low-lying lands. So because the Palm Jumeirah and all this stuff is like higher than sea level,
Yeah.
so all the low-lying lands got covered in water.
But I mean, they've just announced Emaar Properties and a couple other, big businessmen who own those huge amount of these properties that they're going to provide free repairs and cover everything. So insurance must be wrecked, man, by now, isn't it?
Only 15% people have insurance. So I don't know how it's gonna work.
No, but these big property owners, do they
government,
have
yeah.
insurance? They
It's all
right?
government owned.
All
If
these
you-
big
if you-
property owners.
okay,
these
even if
people
you are,
who
I think even if
own
you're
all
a
these
local who
properties
owns
and all
land,
these
you are still
lands
backed by government.
on which
so
all this
anything
infrastructure is
happens to
built.
your land, the government sort of steps in to actually help you repair costs or whatever.
Think
That's
about
why Emaar steps in, because Emaar is also owned by the government, right? It's a Dubai government enterprise, yeah. So that's why it's not like Emaar is doing it out of the well-natured, out of the goodness of its heart to try and
It's pseudo owned by government. Yeah.
Yeah, but unfortunately, in this scenario, monarchy is like, I want me
But that's
rain,
how
and I
monarchies
want
work.
me
They-
rain right
monarchies think
there,
long term.
and then
Everything that they
and
think
then it's
about
like-
is long term, and then they build things based on that, right? So
okay,
No, no, I would disagree with this one. Sorry, Joel.
yeah, what?
Because you gotta understand. I know you guys live in a communist state, but in a private state, there's marketing. All right, in marketing, their main goal is to get investors from outside Dubai
Like the line.
to come. We'll go to there.
That is marketing.
Yeah, the line exactly with the line too. So, but Dubai is like the pioneer
Of course.
of this
yeah.
in the Middle East.
Yeah.
So for them, if in the news it comes that these developments are not being supported by the developers, then nobody wants to spend $2 million for a 5-bedroom villa, which is not ready yet. You
Right,
get what I mean?
Right.
You're talking about business here, like real anarcho-capitalist business. Like, hey, if we don't tell people that we are taking care of everything, people will rethink about investing in Dubai or any place in Middle East. So
Right.
I think they will all gang up and
Do
help
something
each
about
other.
it. But that's how monarchies work. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, monarchies do that.
No, not just monarchy.
Yeah.
This is like a, like a business. I think about it as a business.
No, what I'm saying is that if this happened in a country that was run by the state, like a proper democracy, you would say. When I say proper democracy, I mean something else, like, the version of democracy we're experiencing right now. If these kind of things that happen, it'd be declared a state of emergency, all right? And on top of that, they would have just, implemented all of that. It would take decades. Like if you look at New Orleans and all that, it'll take decades to fix all that, or a minimum of a decade. And on top of that, it'll be just a broken system that would support those people who need it, right? Where I think the Dubai government, they will step in and they will start this cycle and they will wrap this up pretty quickly, fairly quickly. In a year or two, they will have some things in place that if it happens again, they will not give this thing a second chance. Right? While we were
I don't know.
living
What do
there-
you what do you think? What do you
No,
think? Shoaib?
look,
Sorry.
it's not a climate. It's not a climate. Go for it, bro. Go for it. Go, give us the Bravo.
First of all,
Eddie Bravo.
is it man-made or not? Is it a fuck up? Is it a
No, let's
is
start
it a
with Eddie
climate
Bravo
fuck
and then
up,
let's
you
go
know?
down. Like, come
You
on, go
want
for it.
my theory?
Yeah, go for it, bro.
You want my theory or I no? So I think I think there's no down because there's a logic behind what happened is you gotta understand the kind of politics that's happening is very interesting. Everybody wants climate change. So they can run this as a climate change argument and start taxing people in Middle East as well. Like, oh, look at us. Before we never had this issue, now we have the issue, right? Or what I also think is that this could be something like weather manipulation not done by the Middle Eastern countries, and could, this one affected, like nobody talks about what the effects of this storm happened in Pakistan, Balochistan, Iran, so this is like the whole area. It's
Oman.
just out of nowhere. It just comes out of nowhere and dumps a lot of water. This is like not normal for a desert. But the dystopian part of it, it happened in Dubai. Like this kind of shit used to happen in Oman all the time.
Yeah.
Now it's happening in Dubai, the city of
It's
lights.
dystopian already. It's now even more dystopian.
Gold,
It's become
city of
more
gold
like a
and
Blade Runner,
lights.
basically.
So
That's what happened.
Dubai.
it's just dystopian.
Dubai.
Yeah, but it's dystopian to see that.
Yeah.
To people
Flooded.
to see.
Yeah, I know.
Like look at that.
Yeah, 100%. 100,000,000% they have.
Ferraris are
I ain't
in
gonna
the
buy no Ferrari and
underground
keep it
garage
uninsured in my
filled with
underground
water.
basement.
Yeah, so
parking.
those
Flood-
people, did they have insurance? That's what I'm thinking.
I think they have. Yeah.
Yeah, they need to have insurance for all that. This is a great lesson for having insurance, actually. Why you should have insurance. I think. But
I mean,
okay,
time will
weren't
tell.
growing
I'm
up
not
when
there,
Burj Khalifa
but
was
we'll
being
see
made.
what
We were
kind
growing
of.
up
so
already.
digging deeper into
So-
this,
They made a
while
mistake.
we were
They
growing
made a-
up,
they made a
sewage
stupid-ass
was always a
mistake
problem.
when they made
Like
Burj
even Burj
Khalifa.
Khalifa has a sewage system problem, correct? No. When we were growing up, even in Fujairah, Ras Al Khaimah, all those other states,
So
they did not have
rainwater.
sewage. Yeah.
The rainwater drainage system in the city is this wide.
Right.
Okay. In a normal country,
Yeah, it's
it's
about
probably
it's about
half
this,
a
yeah,
size
it's
of
about
a
this
human.
big. Yeah.
It's
half a
so
foot, yeah,
obviously
more
this
longer
is
than
gonna
that,
happen. What I believe is, two things. Either it's a foreign country using weapons of weather, because there is HARP. Everybody
Yes.
knows about HARP. Do you know HARP? So there's HARP. There are some tensions going on in Middle East, as we all know. And maybe it is something related to that. I felt that it was more like if I was
So,
the
so
opposition,
you think
I
this
would
is
say, hey,
this is foreign intervention?
you guys don't
essentially.
wear underwear. I can put your pants down. You guys don't wear underwear. This
No,
is
I
what
believe it's
happens.
man-made.
good
I think
analogy.
it's man-made. I think
I don't.
More
I
than
don't,
that,
I
There
don't.
was
he-
also
more
other
than
other
that, I think
natural
it's
rain
man-made
as
as
well,
well, you know?
and then they
No,
did.
no, more than
I
think,
feel.
I think it's a fuck up. So what happened is that they were rain seeding.
why I said-
and this
that's why I
time when they
said,
did
right?
it, there was a
Of
hurricane.
course they'll deny it.
You know,
Because they don't want to
rising up
look like an
anywhere from the
idiot, right?
ocean.
They don't want to look like idiots.
Natural shit
That's why, of
happening,
course,
and then
they'll
what
do that.
happened?
They'll be
is
like,
that
"Oh
they
yeah,
rain
no,
seeded
we
and it just fucked up
didn't
everything,
know,
just kind of
we didn't know
concluded
it was
on
gonna
that.
happen.
But
It might
they
come
are
on, like,
denying it.
you know."
What are they denying? Of course,
No,
they're
and
denying
they're
it.
gonna.
They don't. They're not gonna say "fuck it, we did it." You know. It's like that other thing that happened. You know. It's like,
No, I don't. I don't think the amount of loss, like the cloud. I mean, we've seen cloud seeding in Dubai.
No, because clouds. Okay,
This
clouds.
wasn't
Yeah,
cloud
exactly.
seeding.
Clouds
This-
travel.
This was something else. Okay, if it was cloud seeding, okay, why would it be affecting Oman? Why would it be affecting?
'Cause clouds
other
travel,
neighboring
right?
countries? Yeah, but you guys.
I doubt Dubai
Okay.
has that kind of information.
The state.
I doubt they have that kind of.
right, would not be doing, but they have data. They have like, hey, if it's this much of a storm, do this much. If it's this much of a storm, do this much. Yeah.
no, even if they
I think,
if they were doing
I
rain seeding, they
think-
probably did have the data. I think so as well. But
Dude,
But
you're-
what if
you
other
have
countries are doing it at the
foreigners
same
coming
time?
there.
What if other countries are also doing it? Because seeding is happening
They
in
don't do
Qatar and all those countries as well, isn't it? They're all doing it.
I don't think so. How big is Qatar?
No, how big is Dubai?
It's bigger than Qatar.
No, it's big.
It's like
Yeah, but
the
Dubai-
Dubai city is bigger than Qatar.
Are you telling me? Hang on.
Like,
no,
I've
are
been
you
to
telling
Qatar.
me?
No,
that
Dubai
Qatar
city is bigger than
smaller
Doha,
than
but
Singapore?
not bigger
then?
than Qatar. Qatar is pretty big.
Singapore. When you look at Singapore on the map, it's a dot.
In
It's
an
like
hour?
literally, it's like the
So the
thickness
whole
of the
country is
pencil
like
of the
one
dot.
and a half.
That's how
Yeah.
thick Singapore is.
Yeah.
Are you telling me Qatar, which you can actually see the outline of the map, is actually smaller than Singapore? Because Singapore you can go end to end
We
within
can
an
check
hour.
it.
True. It's a dot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Qatar is huge, man. That's what I'm saying. Dubai is
Time
bigger
to
than
go
Doha,
Jamie
maybe.
on
Yes,
this.
okay, I agree.
No, I'm not saying the city itself. I'm like the city
Oh,
limits of Dubai.
UAE. Oh, okay.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
UAE
Okay. No.
is
Qatar
huge.
is pretty huge, man. You know, I mean, Dubai is bigger than Doha, definitely. Yeah. It's huge.
Yeah. Okay. Now I
No,
understand.
Dubai,
Okay, so we
Dubai, the state.
gotta get
itself,
our
like
terminology
UAE.
right, brothers. Can't just say Dubai is bigger than
UAE is
Doha.
huge, but
what?
Qatar,
Hang on.
Qatar is about
UAE,
as big
UAE,
as
brothers,
Dubai,
UAE.
Fujairah, Al Ain
We don't know.
combined, like Ras Al Khaimah combined.
Okay.
Yeah, Bahrain is very small. Yeah. He means UAE.
just
UAE. Okay.
I don't know shit.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Listen.
Yeah. Well,
First things first.
Yeah.
These are all theories. We are having fun, right? Like we are just talking shit. So I don't know.
this
I
is for
feel
entertainment purposes only.
only, yeah. Don't take it seriously. So I think that I think this was man-made. I don't think this kind of mistake would have happened. Like it's this racist notion you guys have. You
It's the Australian.
from Australia have this
Style.
racist notion that people over there don't know shit is not. I don't think so. They know shit. However,
It's the Australian in us. What can you do?
Australia, but all the Australians made all this shit. But anyways, in Dubai, most
True.
of the
A lot of that tech
companies
comes
are
out from here. Yeah.
yeah, Australia and UK. But anyways, I don't think this is normal. They know their limits.
It's like some stealth shit,
250
like just
millimeters
fly
of water
over the whole thing
coming
and go like,
out of
I'm just gonna throw
nowhere
salt right here,
is
like this is
not
Yeah, but how
normal.
can
This-
you enter airspace like that without fucking someone knowing about it and doing all that? You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know.
Stealth stuff, yeah.
No, I don't know.
So okay.
Because
what
to
is
me,
your
because to
okay?
me,
Give me the whole picture, bro.
this is
what is the
too much
whole
of a
thing? Who do you
stupid
think
issue.
actually did?
Like,
Who did it?
states
That's what
don't
everybody
work
wanted
like
to
that.
know. Who done
Especially
it?
like a
Well,
very
that's what everybody wanted to know. If this was an
forward-thinking
outside
country
job,
like UAE,
who done it?
I doubt
did it?
they would make a mistake like this.
Nah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what we all
I don't know.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, I it can,
Of course.
Well, you
So,
just said it.
I
Israel
don't
could
know
be one.
where-
Iran could be one.
No, I don't think it's Iran. I'll tell you why. See, there's an economic bloc building right now. It's called BRICS. Okay, and there's the old, was it hegemony is the U.S. dollars, and UAE has shown interest to join BRICS. They have given they
Because
have
of
been
India.
given shit about it. Yes, so they have been given shit about it before, by I don't know, some scandals or something. I'm not gonna go into details. I don't remember all that stuff. I'm looking at the bigger picture. So these kind of things have happened, and this is happening during a time where in Middle East
They have? I thought they were still thinking about
there's
retaliating.
something big happen. Like I
Okay.
don't know about you guys, but
I just stayed away from X, bro.
Iran
I'm like,
just
nah.
fucking
Okay.
put some fireworks towards Israel,
Right.
and Israel has retaliated. No, they retaliated. Yeah,
Yeah, they did. They retaliated. Yes.
gold and silver. Silver is not at all-time high, but it's about to reach a peak very close to 2011, just after the recession.
And Bitcoin.
So hang on, is that Israel's counterattack?
Bitcoin
They
is
raised the
going
price of
down in
gold and
price,
silver
by
somehow?
the way, but
Oh.
gold,
It's holding. It's
silver,
holding.
right? Gold, silver is gold is all-time high, and has been all-time high, and it's just going all-time high all the time. No. What I'm saying is gold and silver is a good indicator of what's
To come.
when these geopolitical things happen. Nobody cares about
Wow.
Bitcoin when there is no electronic, where there's flooding, weather manipulation, bombing. I don't think Bitcoin's gonna matter. You just have to survive. So people, especially the preppers here, the preppers in like Australia, Canada, US, they all collect silver and gold, and they have been stacking it for some time. And now everybody has been priced out of stock markets. Loans are not easily approachable. Margin, I think what's it called? Marginal. What is
Housing
it?
is unaffordable.
Everything's like crazy. And then this shit is happening in Israel and Iran, which is like close to WW3. Anything is possible. I believe it. I believe it's
Logan
man-made.
Paul is fighting
I don't
Mike
think
Tyson.
it's.
Anything is possible now, man. Yeah.
But think about it. If you were the sheikh, okay? Think like a sheikh. I've told you guys. Think like the boss, okay? If you are the sheikh, would you tell your cloud seeding, like there will be a mandate, like you are not going beyond this? Because if anything crazy happens, we are not built for something like that. So I believe, and I might be wrong, this is all speculation, that some weather manipulation happened. And there's another weather front happening right now. If you look at the news, if you go to, your current event, if you can open a weather, whatever, and look for rain, there's another one coming
Okay.
from the south end near Oman, Yemen, and Saudi. Look at it. I think it's gonna approach them in 22nd. If you can check it, if you can show it on the screen or something.
I'm looking for
So-
it. Dubai here.
So another rain front coming up. So I don't know. I feel it is possible. Maybe it's just climate change. But remember, climate always changes. So
Well, I mean, but
Yeah.
dude, the amount of
Yeah,
water,
monsoon
just doesn't make sense. I mean,
especially
doesn't-
monsoon
has it
countries.
ever
Like,
happened
you go to
before in the
Singapore,
past
yeah,
where
it
rained
rains.
so
It rains a
much
lot. It rains
in
like
one
days
day?
and days and
bro,
days.
I
the
always
planet?
wanted that much rain. Growing up in Dubai, at
No,
a
not
young
in Dubai,
age.
but I'm saying
Hey,
around the
in
planet. Does
Dubai,
it actually
no.
rain that much in a single
Dubai
day?
definitely, if you're on the equator,
Correct.
If you're on the equator, if you're on any other countries which lie on the equator, yes, this
Bangladesh
is
and all
pretty
that.
normal.
Yeah.
But can
This
we
is very
check?
normal. Like,
Can,
it'll
can we
rain
check if it's
that
normal
much.
to rain this much?
Easy.
In the
Yeah,
Middle East, no.
it'll rain. It'll just rain constantly.
It was 7 times more or something
Mm-hmm.
in one day. Like, yeah. Okay.
250 mm. You know what's 250 mm?
How much? It's the
What
whole
is it?
year's worth.
Okay, so Singapore's
No,
annual
no.
rainfall.
You know what's
annual
the
rainfall, right?
250 mm is
2,166 mm.
how much?
2 meters.
Quarter meter
2 meters. Okay.
of rain.
It's
200
more than
mm.
the height of an average human being.
Oh, almost a meter.
Okay. That is the average rainfall for Singapore. Yeah.
And how much was the rainfall for Dubai?
No, I'll find out.
Wow. But that's not no, but that's an average rainfall overall in a day. In a day, it's 2 meters.
So the highest, so
In
the
a day.
heaviest
Are you
rain in
crazy?
Singapore that was recorded
In a day, it's 2 meters.
was
then they have flooding.
512.4 millimeters.
Just because it rains more
Double of what you guys
doesn't
saw
mean
in,
that
in,
in a
in
day
Dubai.
it dumps like a foot of water. But this didn't even look.
Yeah. So in 2006, yeah, soil.
Okay,
Look,
so
it's not about the
so
soil is
double
different.
of
This,
what
we're talking about.
we see
We're
in
talking
Dubai.
about. No, same thing in Singapore. There is no
But
soil
the
in Singapore.
is different,
It's all
right?
concrete.
145 mm
Singapore-
was the thing.
From
This,
from a
this
purely
rainfall that happened in Dubai,
urbanization
142
perspective,
mm.
Singapore is one of the
So
most
the
urbanized
soil is different.
areas in Asia and in the world actually. By
There is no
density.
soil in Dubai. It's all
It is
concrete.
the most
That's why
urbanized
nothing-
areas in
nothing went
density.
anywhere.
Not just
And
concrete.
yet, when they have high rainfall, they have sewage systems to actually manage all that. They have built their sewage system. They have built their drainage systems to manage that huge volume of rain. Bro, you have not seen
In the world. Yeah.
deluge, like a biblical
Just over
deluge,
Hong Kong.
until you've gone to Singapore in the middle of their unka jo monsoon season hota hai na. Yeah. When you go into their monsoon, like in Singapore, when there's that much rain happening, in Malaysia, which is the neighboring country, there's floods happening because Malaysia hasn't invested that well into their drainage ecosystem. So
Well, I say it is an economic miracle.
they're all
in
right on the
Singapore. I read
equator or
about
close to
Yeah.
it. So all of those equatorial cities and countries, they will have massive amounts of rainfall, regardless of what time of the year it is. They will have like a monsoon season, which is when there'll be like
Indo,
huge amounts
Malaysia,
of rainfall.
Bangladesh, ye Sara, they all.
No, but that's
they
equator.
all go
The
under.
equatorial the equator is like that. It's just weird. I personally think it is man-made and that they actually screwed up. I actually personally believe that.
Looks like it's climate change, then, boys. All right. So
No, but we
No,
say
I
that
don't
about
think so.
Australia too. We're like,
think so.
man, these people don't know what they're doing. They screwed up too.
I think it's man-made. I think they fucked up. They did too much seeding, but they don't admit it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, the line.
You just because you guys
Bro,
are
it's the
racist
first
from
episode that you and I
Australia.
worked on. Was Neom the line,
Nah.
Okay, talking about floods and talking about infrastructure not being there.
it's been proven
talking about
true,
infrastructure,
bro.
The line, I think, is the next one. So in the earlier episodes that I did with Sued
Oh, yeah.
of our Citizen Bot, first episode,
Jebel
I
Ali and
think, yeah,
Jebel Ali and
we talked about the
and
line, and
Jumeirah,
even
yeah.
then there was a lot of skepticism. And
Yeah.
now I think it's turned into reality. I mean, this is not the first time it's happened. So if you look at
Jebel Ali
in
one.
Dubai,
Yeah.
again coming back to it, when they announced the islands,
No, there were going to
They
be two
actually
islands.
announced two,
There were going
if
to
I'm
be
not
be
right.
two
I'm
palms
not
as
wrong.
well.
They
One
do.
was in Jumeirah.
correct,
Which
they
is
announced
where
two
you and I
islands
were.
and they only built
And then
one.
there was another one in Jebel Ali, which is
Right?
the free
and
zone.
then they
area.
said there's going to be a smaller island,
so
a
Jebel
smaller
Ali is where
palm
there's gonna
island
be
next to
another
the one that is in Dubai. No, not the
Yeah,
Jebel
the
Ali,
Nakheel World
or
Islands
maybe
in there
Jebel
as
Ali, I
well.
don't know. But either way, yeah. Yeah.
I think they were just doing the islands as people
Yeah.
paid them
Yeah.
or whatever it was. Like it was,
Free zone area. So that didn't happen.
They gave it for
Yeah.
free. Tom Cruise
And
को
then
free
they
में
had
दिया
the
है, like,
Nakheel World Islands that they built. And even that project also kind of wind
Yeah, yeah.
down a bit. They did do the world, but didn't do all the goddamn islands that they were planning to do as part of the world.
No, it's true.
Yeah. As YouTube bought it, Shah Rukh Khan, and they gave a couple of them away, man. They probably lost money.
But that's for marketing. It was already it was
Marketing.
done for marketing.
Yeah.
The real sales was happening inside.
Okay.
I think like a businessman.
Like one of those
right?
Jeffrey
Like,
Epstein islands, you mean? Yeah.
no, not that way.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, they want to stand out. They have to make something.
Yeah,
right?
true. Marketing is everything.
So-
you know, man.
But it wasn't in a
No, I didn't get
scale
fooled.
of like
I
a
did not
neon
get
the
fooled.
line,
I
174
did not get fooled because
kilometers.
I remember them talking about
in a
the-
straight
the-
line,
the biggest
and then one
building
person can
in,
go from this end to the
like
other end.
when
in
they
20
made Burj
minutes.
Khalifa, right?
Why not?
I mean,
When
I got fooled.
when I
I'm
was
like,
there
I don't
and
know
when
how
I
they
saw
do
the
it.
shenanigans that was
For
happening
sure.
in
Look,
Burj
let's
they
Dubai
can,
at the
you can
time,
understand when
right?
they decided to do.
All these things that were going on around it. When Dubai ran out of money and Dubai was like, dude, what the fuck we gonna do now? And then like, Burj, then no, Dubai was in debt. Dubai already was in debt. Dubai was in huge debt by the time that the who owns money in UAE? Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi owns all the money in the UAE.
How can they run out of money?
They have
Can't
the
just,
oil
like,
fields. They actually
make
have the
more,
real
like-
oil fields.
Can't
Dubai
they
has
just
like
get the money
chiller.
from the
Dubai has
banks?
like leftover crap, Dubai
Who owns
is
money in Dubai?
Who owns money in Dubai? Khalifa, right? I
Sorry,
mean, the
sorry.
government.
Who owns money in UAE?
no. Dubai has oil fields. It has Dubai has
Because they have the
That's
state
not-
bank,
Dubai has
right?
offshore
They're the
oil
ones that print
fields.
money, Yeah.
It's nothing compared
They have
to
the
it's
money.
nothing compared to something like Adco. Adco is
No,
the
Dubai
real
has,
like
Dubai has nothing.
ADNOC, sorry, yeah,
has
ADNOC.
business.
ADNOC is like the
location.
real big daddy
And
when it
being
comes to like
pioneer.
oil and all that.
So
kind
that's
of
why we call.
दूसरों के पैसे से pioneer बनना आसान
Yeah,
होता
but
है.
it's nothing.
You know?
It's nothing. Dubai's
Yeah.
ADNOC.
ADNOC, yeah.
I'm telling you, the reason Dubai has all these development is
They
because
had offshore.
They
I know
did
that they had
the
offshore.
seismic in their territories, and they couldn't find it back in 80s. So they knew they didn't have oil. The only oil is in Margam, and I think maybe some offshore, but it's not that great. I think it's
They have offshore. a little bit.
gas. They had natural gas in Markham. But coming to the point is that Dubai has no money of its own.
Yeah,
They
so hang
have
on. I was
to
gonna come to that.
take the money from the central
When I
bank,
saw,
and
hang on,
the
when I
only
saw
way they can survive
what
is by
shenanigans was happening
either
with
being innovative
Burj Dubai,
and
then how it became
being
Burj Khalifa.
creative
But the
with,
line,
then it wasn't
but if you
like
think about the
100%
line, though,
perfect
line
building.
is backed
Like the whole
by
septic
the
tank situation
sovereign
was
wealth
completely
fund,
gone.
right? Like
I
MBS
just
himself.
sat there and thought, I'm like, look,
Yeah.
and you know
Fucking have
how when
trillions.
you were in Dubai, when you're growing up in Dubai, you know what the story is. The story is that some international white person from Eastern Europe or from America came to Dubai, came to these sheikhs, sold them an idea. The sheikh said, okay, how much will it cost? He underquoted them on how much it will cost them, right? He got the whole project started. Then once he made enough of his money, he pulled out, right? The original guy, the original dude who gave them all this idea and became like this liaison for all this stuff. He made his money, he just pulls out. And then now these people are the construction company and the sheikh are now left with the bag, right? That's what happened in a lot of these mega projects that Dubai and Saudi Arabia are investing. That is what actually happened. You know, in Saudi Arabia, they were gonna make the tallest building in the world, right? Remember? Every single time they used to show Burj Khalifa,
Right.
then there would be, whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called. The I know, but Jeddah Tower was meant to be the tallest building in the world. They were competing to become the tallest building. What happened to Jeddah Tower? It was supposed probably, but it was called the Jeddah.
But that
Jeddah
itself
Tower,
is
and
marketing
then
these structures.
They probably changed the name.
They attract people.
That's
But then
what
the
I'm
problem
saying.
is that it never actually finished. It never actually finished. Just way before, people are saying, oh, it was because of the pandemic.
No, it's called the Mile High Tower.
No, they don't. That's the problem. They don't
Mile
actually
High
have the
Tower.
money. It's all debt.
Okay.
Because maybe
but why
that's
they're
the
not
case.
finishing them? I mean, they have the money.
the sovereign fund of Saudi Arabia, right? The sovereign
Where is all that
national
money
fund,
going?
which,
All the money
which
that
is
they're
being
printing
used to
from
fund
all
all
the
of these
They
petrodollars.
need, they need war. They need
Like
war
Saudis-
everywhere in the world so people can come
any
there
any kind
and
of
spend the money.
organization that is managing
No, but
money, right? They're
petrodollars.
not
But
stupid.
petrodollars is
At
money.
these projects
right?
and
Where
they
is
go
all
like,
that
all
money
right, hang
going?
on a second, we committed to spending X amount of money, but as the years go by and as inflation is kind of just creeping by, this thing is going to cost us X amounts more. Then they go at the end of every single quarter, at the end of every single year, just like any corporation, they do like a feasibility study. They're like, okay, if we build this, will people actually come? Do we stop now or do we continue? If we build this, will it actually make us money? Do we stop here and cut our losses or do we continue? And with the Jeddah Tower, I think that's what happened. They said, there's tons of them. There's like
Right.
no, put casino, bro. Then it'll fly. All these.
Samajha.
I know, but that's Dubai. What I'm talking about is Saudi Arabia. If they legalize
And the
casino,
Al-Ula thing,
which they never will,
Alula,
because
and
if
all
they
that, I think
do,
is not panning out for
because
them.
no alcohol,
Alcohol
casino,
nahi hai na,
anything,
just put
any of
alcohol.
those kind
You see,
of
bro,
non
it'll fly.
haram stuff,
No,
right?
alcohol.
If they do, then they will lose.
Well,
the
Dubai is planning to build a
international
casino
Muslim-
offshore, so they're gonna build an island and then put.
Then
put
they
a fucking
lose that
casino on it.
international Islamic. They've already kind of lost most of their Islamic tourism. Like Islamic tourism is like gone. Like
Alcohol
pretty much
they
in
can,
Dubai, Saudi Arabia. It's like it's over now. There's like not that many people who are doing ziyara. They're just going there for Umrah. They're just going to do
Start
Umrah
selling those
and
NFTs,
Hajj,
bro.
and then they're coming back. Previously, what people used to do, ziyara. No, bro. Even if,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, even if people have,
do
even
you mean?
if, bro, what I'm trying to say
Yeah,
is,
there's
that
no way to
even
Umrah.
if, no. What I'm saying
Nobody
is,
has
if
money
people,
to do ziyarah.
no. What I'm saying
Who
is,
has money to
if
do ziyarah? You have
No,
money?
no. Western Muslims
look,
do.
what
bro.
people,
They
let me,
English.
No. Bro, we are in recession.
let me explain to
What are
you
you
what
talking
actually
about?
happens now. What used
People
to happen
can barely
before
go
was
to
when you
fucking
used to
Hajj
go
and you're
to
talking about people who
because
go
this is
for
what my
ziyarah.
parents
No.
did.
If you
This
go
is what we
Umrah,
did
you
as a
can. You
family.
get the special visa.
When my parents went to Umrah,
It doesn't matter.
we didn't
you can
just
do
go to
that.
Umrah.
People do it. I'm
After
sure.
Umrah,
Yeah,
we
but
would
they
go
thought
visit
that
Jeddah.
if
After
families
Jeddah,
would
we would
move
go
in-
visit Dammam. We would go visit like places around Saudi Arabia because you're in the country, and these cities are not that far off. They're about like an hour, 2 hour, 3 hours drive within each other. Okay. What changed is that people just don't want to. How do I say this? People just do not want to support. Bol. Yeah. Yeah, before no,
Okay, but what changed?
there's a quota. Yeah, I
Like
know.
people don't come from. Can I say something? People don't come from the countries which are very Islamic to start off with.
Yeah, because they can't
So,
afford it. They can't afford it.
I don't think they can afford it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Dude,
This is not
Dude,
because
people
of
have been going on these visas that they grant for from
you know how
Pakistan
expensive
quota.
they are.
There's a quota visa
So
system.
expensive.
No, but in a way, I kind of I'm hearing you both, but you both are talking
Or
about two
third
different
generation
things.
or
Let me
whatever,
explain. Okay, what you're saying is that ziyara from Muslim countries because they can't afford being Riyal being very strong and all that, they can't afford it. True, but at the same time, you have to understand when there are a lot of Western Muslims who have a lot of cash because they are second generation. They made enough money and now they're guilty.
The number of people who
because they
rock up
ripped
to like
off
the
fucking,
Golden Temple.
making all those curries and ripped off people from
Pind
fucking
jana
selling
ji.
all that shit. As you've heard, what the immigrant population has done there. They made so much money. Now they feel guilty. Oh, they need to go visit the house of God. And I'm telling you, it is not just in the Muslim world. Even in Sikhism, even in Hinduism, you see. I mean, the most number of people are there who go back. So you see, look at the Sikh population that visits. I'm not saying that
Oh,
they're
bro,
corrupt. or
that
whatever,
was
but
10
what I'm
years
saying is
ago.
that they have
Now it's
money.
like 25
They
grand.
come to
bro.
Pakistan. They go to Kartarpur, and then after that they go do ziyarah throughout the whole Pakistan. They get a
Yeah.
special religious visa, and they go to all these different places. They got money, bro, because for them it's a once in a lifetime thing. Same thing in Saudi Arabia. People who go from Australia. So if you get a Hajj package from here, it's about what 10 grand minimum.
Yeah.
How many
So what?
people will go?
Okay, so let me come back to
25,
let me
and
come
they
back to the whole
include a
thing.
bus
Right?
tour, everything as part of that whole thing. So they package the whole thing. Okay, so there is difference,
Muslims.
yeah.
Saudi
But yes,
wants all
recession
the
has
poor
happened,
Muslims.
economic
to come.
activity is going down.
Dude, I'll tell you something. Not everybody is rich. Second,
No, but
I know.
there are
but what
few
I s-
people who do that.
Plus,
We
on
don't
top
need
of that, they
anybody.
want immigrants to move there permanently. You know how
Like,
families
okay,
have moved
look,
to
Jeddah
Dubai.
Tower. When Jeddah Tower was abandoned,
Dubai wants Indians. Saudi Arabia wants Pakistani and Egyptians and all those other countries now. They want all
build a
these
Hindu
Muslim
temple,
countries
yeah.
to come.
We don't know. Listen, I think we don't know shit. I think we need some Arab
And Saudi
guy who
Arabia is
lives
planning
there.
for-
Don't worry,
Saudi
bro.
Arabia
We
is
don't need
planning for that
anybody.
kind of a
All
super
we
temple
need
as
is our eyeballs. You know, we can read. You know, look at the BIPs. Look at the Hindu temple that Abu Dhabi gave 57 acres of land for free to build one of the
Melton,
biggest
Melton.
temples on the planet, bro. Look at that. You know, so they are actually opening up trade and economic activity.
people used to
towards,
move to
India.
Tarnit.
They want more
People
Indian
used to move
families
to a suburb here called Tarnit
If
because
you
all the
have
Indians were there.
a
But then
house
when
of
the
God-
temple opened
No,
up in
you have a
Melton,
house of God.
everybody
Nothing
just wanted to
against
go
them.
there.
You have
Prices
a
went
house
just,
of
the prices
God
just shot up.
built
Like,
in your suburb. Here, there's a suburb down here in Melbourne. They have a Gurdwara there and they have a Hindu temple there. And they have one of the biggest mosques.
House God.
पूरी दुनिया वहाँ move कर रही है. भाई बच्चे वहाँ पढ़ेंगे सब वहाँ.
They're salivating now.
You build the biggest temple. Yeah. Prices went up. Prices of the houses went up, bro. People are competing with each other. All the Gujarati communities are now moving there. So you look at what I'm saying is you build a temple in Abu Dhabi. What do you think? The whole world is now looking at it. Indians who had that image कि भाई हम लोग वहाँ जाएंगे, we will go there. We'll have to. I met someone at
Dubai,
work
they are
who told me that,
exclusively
you know, I don't know whether I can go to
aggressively
Dubai
targeting
because apparently
them
you can't
towards
dress
the
like this.
influencer
I said no,
market.
Dubai is not like that. I don't
to
know
get
what you heard,
to
but
get
you look
all
up on
those
YouTube, it's
white
not like that.
influencers or
They are
non-English,
making
like, you know,
avenues
all those
like these
non-Arab
pockets for different
overseas
parts
influencers.
of
You know,
different parts.
there
of
was
the
this
world to
one
move
lady
down
who
to
was
those
like,
places.
who I think she's a Spanish influencer. She can't even speak English properly. And she's like advertising one reason why I moved to Dubai and I put my and I wear my Cartier and open, like, you know,
Influencer
I don't
market.
have to
The
hide
British
or some shit.
influencer,
Like,
the
I'm like, come on,
British,
Bishop,
yeah, the
get
American.
here. Like, you know, I was like that. Anyway, the thing was what I was coming to was, so when they were doing the Jeddah Tower, they stopped, right? They stopped because they're like, yep, we're not going to get people to come here. We know we're not going to get people to come here. So let's just stop it. Let's not say that we've stopped working on. Let's say that, oh, it's been put on hiatus. It's been put on, like, you know, indefinite hiatus. So in 2016 or something, they said that, oh, we're going to put this in indefinite hiatus and we'll get back to it. Then 2018 or 2019, they kind of got back into it. And then the pandemic happened. And then uske baad to khatam, like bandi ho gaya. They just killed it. Neom, the same thing is going to happen with, like, No, I follow it. You don't need to follow. All this news just comes up. It just pops up. You go to Wikipedia, all the entries are there, you know. And you go into... Don't have to follow it. The story is the same everywhere. The story is exactly the same everywhere. You start building a super mega project, like that's like 5, 10, 15, like big billion-dollar projects with a capital B.
I don't follow.
And
all
they
this
kind of
shit.
stop
don't need to
somewhere
follow,
halfway
bro.
through and they go
Yes,
like, oh, hang on a second, maybe we were not sold here correctly. Maybe this was not was thought through. Yeah, the scope changed.
No, I know, but I don't follow it. So
Don't have to follow. Don't have to.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Far out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It disappeared.
Fizzle
Yeah.
out. Change the scope.
It was there. It was supposed to be. It was not 2 blocks
Australia
away
is
from
well
the
known
current
for
tallest
that.
building.
You know, most of these European
And it was gonna be
economies are known
taller
for
than
So
that
if you think about Melbourne,
yeah, it's-
you know, they announced a Wild Wadi style water park, a huge aqua water park. The premier announced it, and it was all over the news, and then suddenly it disappeared. So they announced all these kind of projects. You know,
Yeah,
one
I'll
of the
tell you what
tallest
will
buildings in
happen.
Melbourne
What
is
happened to
supposed
the
be-
line?
that
Okay,
also
there
has
were
been
2
canned.
reasons for the line.
Yeah.
2 reasons. Number one, the line was supposed to have its own
you guys follow
laws
that
and rules
Politicians
that are different
famous
from
for
regular
announcing
Saudi
projects
laws
so they
and
can
rules.
come into power.
Because
or
in
stay
Saudi
power,
Arabia,
and
Saudi
then they
law
will change
is
them.
a combination of Sharia
But what I don't
and
understand,
whatever, like, you know,
again, the
modern
question
liberal laws.
is the line. What was the purpose of it? What is the
And
inner
third, of
hidden
course, whatever
purpose of
MBS
it?
things. Wo to nahi, but whatever MBS things are still going to be there in NEOM as well, you know. So that's not going to change. So, but in the NEOM, that area, that entire zone, bro. If you go and look at the history of NEOM and where was the land on which it was built, the land on which it was built was not some like,
Or
it's not like the
Al-Third, which is
Palestine-Israel
whatever the
conflict,
MBS
the way
thinks
they
is
say,
the-
Israelis were sent to Palestine, this Banjar land where nobody lived. That was not the case. The Palestinians lived on the land. Same thing in the case of
Oh,
Saudi
yeah,
Arabia.
true. That-
There's-
yeah,
it was an
yeah.
empty land. People lived on the land. There were tribes. There were tribes that actually called that land, the Badus, right? They would go from one area to another area in that land. Now these people come in and they say, well, might hang on a second, we're gonna put this massive eyesore across your entire land, right? And we're gonna erect this massive tall building that's gonna be the size of Eiffel Tower, and it's gonna be freaking 2.5 kilometers long or whatever it is. And people were like, no, obviously. They're gonna be, nah, mate, you can't do this, you can't do this, mate. And then what happened? Some of them were just made to disappear overnight, right? Some of them were shot and killed, literally, like they were actually shot and killed. And then this whole project went forward. So when the project went forward, it was supposed to have, bro, look into it, bro. Bro, look into it. It's messy. It's not that clean and clear, like how they show it in the nice slick ads, Oh, they got this Michio Kaku guy to come in and go like, oh yeah, mate, this is like fucking amazing, Right. Anyway, so whenever anybody wants to sell the white man technology, right? They bring in that Japanese Michio Kaku. They bring it. They bring him, or they bring in Neil deGrasse Tyson, and they get them to sell it. That's what they do always.
And then they got Michikaku and all these,
which is weird. It's like the most stereotypical thing. Bring an Asian guy and a black guy to sell it to the white man. It's so bizarre,
man.
Anyway,
selling textbooks, like.
Yeah, he's outside, But think about it. Remember when you see all those
Neil
nice
deGrasse
slick ads from Neom, right? They bring in the young architecture, this young
salesman,
woman.
science
There's this
salesman,
young woman in the ads, right? She's supposed to be the lead
science
architect,
hitman,
and I'm like, you ain't the lead architect. I know who the lead architect is. You ain't the.
Or they bring Brian Cox,
There's that Saudi Arab girl who's like the lead architect. They label her as the lead architect. I'm like, you are not the lead architect. The lead architect is this old fart living in France somewhere. And when they asked the lead architect, oh, whatever, the British guy, the French guy was something else.
Yeah. What do you mean that Arab?
I know, but they labeled her as the lead architect, right?
Who's the head of the
But
design.
then I'm like, you ain't the lead architect. Some British some old British dude is the lead architect, okay? When they asked the old British architect, okay, do you think they'll be able to build this? The guy said, I have my doubts. This is the architect. This is the guy who actually designed the damn thing.
No,
okay?
the chairman.
He's saying,
the
I have my
chairman of
doubts,
one
but
who's heading- the one who
they could make
basically is
they might
having
be
a
able to
chat
get
with
they
them,
might be able to get
giving
10% of it
updates.
done.
There's
That's
that
what he
lady
said,
on the-
okay? This is the architect. This is the guy who designed the damn thing. This is what he said.
Token woman.
And
Yeah.
no, hang on. After listening about all this, let me answer your question. Let me answer your question as to why do you think this needed to be built. The second part.
Yeah.
Sus. It's like a sus place here, I know.
I know you guys are really passionate.
Exactly. It is a
as to what has
dystopian
been
jail.
going on.
I'm not.
So the first bit is that it will
like
have
this
its own
all
unique
news.
laws. The second bit is the demographic that is actually
Second-
going
the
to
second
live
part,
in
yeah,
Neom
yeah.
is going to be Eastern European,
I just go with
predominantly
logic.
white or ultra rich billionaire.
Half the time I look at videos, I go,
from India
this
or from
this
the
looks
Southeast Asian
kind of.
That was
I don't
the
want to
demographic
live in
that
a
was being
fucking
targeted
jail.
to aggressively.
it's a
We're talking
dystopian
really
jail for
aggressive.
So what's the second?
In
what's the
Singapore,
second-
they had ads
Ah,
for Neom
I'm-
in certain areas. No, in certain areas of Singapore. Just like if you go into the main area, Orchard jo ho gaya, which is like right in the middle of the city where all the millionaires and billionaires live. In all the big super malls, there'll be like a Rolex showroom right here, and right next to it, there'll be like a big banner, like, just advertising Neom. Okay. So, but the more you go out, like from the center of the city
Indian
into
Muslims.
the other malls of like, Singapore, and the further you get away from the center of the city, the ads disappear. Okay, so there's no ads from Neom again. You'll never see an ad from Neom like way out there in Yishun. Yeah, they were trying to. So they were trying to get all these rich people to come of real estate, where you could go from one end of Neom to the other end in 20 minutes, which means they need a rail system of about 550 miles per.
So maybe they were trying to
550
sell real
kilometers an hour.
estate. They were trying to get pre-bookings, bookings done. Yeah.
Yes.
It's like a 500, and I'm like, hang on a second. So you have to travel
174 kilometers
Of prime real estate.
of real estate.
the highest speed in the world right
In
now
the
is
desert.
200, barely cracking 200. Okay, no, it's barely cracking 200. It's not 280, barely cracking 200. I think it's miles. Yeah, sorry,
वैसे यार बंदे
barely
की
cracking
research है
200 miles.
You're right. That 500. Even Asif told me about that rail system. Yeah. Even I didn't know.
No,
Like,
no. If the maglev trains,
Even I didn't know.
maglev.
I watched this
stop
video
China,
and
you
I
can't
was
trust
like,
anything that comes out of China. Don't
Wow.
do that. The maglev.
Max, yeah. 280, 270. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fine. That's
Japan,
fine.
no?
The Shinkansen in Japan, which is known as
Miles.
the most
No.
reliably
Miles?
running,
No. Miles.
longest running
Miles,
maglev
not
train
300,
in the
yeah.
world,
Yeah,
it tops out at 280.
500
It never
something,
goes
right?
280 always.
450.
Okay? It tops out 280 miles
450
an hour.
kilometers
So
in China.
yeah, the one on which they shot the bullet in, the Shinkansen. So that doesn't go 280.
Actually, yeah.
So I'm like,
You're
so
gonna
Neom is
piss a
gonna
lot of
invent
people off.
invent damn new train technology. No, hang on a second. They were going to do the Hyperloop thing.
Daily
They were going to do the Hyperloop
Daily
thing,
train.
right?
Yeah.
And then guess what? Hyperloop closed down.
Yeah.
No, I told you, right? I
The
told
one
you.
on which they shot.
No,
bullet
I told
in.
you. This is the whole thing. They wanted a different kind of demographic. They were trying to get investors from overseas to come and live in Saudi Arabia as if they are in a European country in the Middle East. They wanted
the
that.
loop, bro,
They
the
wanted
loops.
money.
No, but they were-
Money.
Hyperloop, yeah.
वो 50 billion पे they were going to make like 250
Yeah,
billion.
मगर
That's the
क्यों
idea.
किया? No, okay, you guys are talking about all this bullshit marketing. You're not telling me why they did it. Yeah. Yeah.
Get your
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Or Woolies
Well,
bought
talking
this
about
whole
real
plant
estate.
section, plant meat section, thinking
Correct.
just by looking
Talking
at it on
about
social
real
media and the
estate.
ads, they're like, oh, that's what
It's
people
coming-
want, mate.
It's coming
But then
back
when they
to the
brought it
same
into the
point
store,
we had last meeting.
nobody's buying it
Was that
because it was all on
the
social
wholesale
media
guy
and everybody knows all these
bought
activists.
bought the meat.
All these activists on social
But
media, they like to be
everybody
just
was vegan.
activists. They will never actually put their dollar
Yeah,
down
yeah,
and
yeah.
say,
That's what happened.
exactly. It's like work from home. Everybody wants work from home, but the companies think they don't need work from home. We need to collaborate, mate. We need to bring everybody back into the office,
Yeah.
which makes it worse.
Yeah, I think that's a
Nobody's
better.
buying it.
That's a better one.
Let's move on. Let's move on from Neon,
Because
bro.
everybody
I'm just
wants
too much
meat.
into this shit.
It's like work from home, bro. It's like work from home.
Oh my god. I think I know this one.
All these companies sprung up because of work from home. Correct. We need to collaborate. Yeah. Well, talking about real estate.
So
Talking about
I-
real estate. I'm sorry, I gotta move on.
So-
This is going on forever. So I'm talking about real estate. So this is another one that I wanted to show Asif and you. Have a look.
The developer home in the style of a grand European mansion.
Who's this?
But this is all it is right now. It's the shell of a half-completed,
No.
empty
Hang on.
house.
Pause kar
And
isko.
this house is just one of more than 100.
It's not
on
about
this
that they
site
let him
here.
video
And
there.
this particular
He just
compound
walked in and
is
just
one of many, just like
shot
it
it.
all
There's-
across
there's no
China.
restrictions there. You can just go in, you can
Abandoned,
shoot.
That's
A
what I'm
headache
talking
for
about,
China's
bro.
policymakers.
The utopia. Look at that. Fuck, man.
No, he must be
they let
Chinese.
this
This
old
guy,
guy
this
video
guy
them?
must be
Look
Chinese.
at that.
This guy must be Chinese, and he's just
Wow.
shooting it.
No, how?
That have defaulted on their debts in recent years.
I'll let it play in the back. Yeah. I think he just walked in. Yeah.
I don't think China allows that, but okay, sure. You need a
boats over
license
there,
to shoot.
Maybe the state thinks that this is free advertising, and we can restart
Well, it
all
is
these
real,
projects
man.
once
It's
like people go like, oh my god, there's all these like empty cities.
No,
in China. We
I
should go there."
believe it's real. I'm looking at hold on. I'm
From a
looking
state
at the
that why the
angle
state is
of the
allowing it.
guys shooting. How is the state allowing
Yeah.
this?
They're supposed to have that operatic feeling, this whole thing. Look, it looks like one of those old classic Russian Soviet Union collapse, like.
But then again, another thing is, look, a lot of this is.
That is where the gap
a lot
is,
of
mind
this,
the gap. Hence we call this
A
mind
lot
the
of
gap.
this is also because of
Look at all
the
this, man. Look at all
collapse
these
of a lot
mansions.
of the
I don't get it.
real
I don't
estate
get it.
Look at the chandeliers.
groups in
How
China.
did they allow it?
Look at the French flag. Far out, man. It's all supposed to be fenced.
No,
up.
but Evergrande was the biggest. Evergrande was the
all
the
these
biggest,
houses that
but
they
there were
had on
there were
display that they
also
wanna sell.
other smaller to medium sized
20
companies that
million,
collapsed
man.
as well.
Pre-sold.
Greenland is like one of them.
Incomplete homes in China.
Mm-mm.
Market, yeah. So Evergrande happened, the biggest real estate company probably in the world. Evergrande, that collapsed. Look at all these buildings; they're all empty. Yeah. Look at all that concrete, bro. That's sitting there. It's the best business to be in, I think. Look at that. Look at all this. It's
No, but-
residential property that he's talking about.
But you
it's
see,
all
in
Evergrande
China,
related.
especially
800,000 homes were pre-sold, and these people, I think I saw this
in
whole thing
China,
when
especially
Evergrande
around that
collapsed.
time, when
All these people lined up outside
what
bank
okay,
and
the way the real
outside
estate
office
market
saying
works
that
in
give us
China
our
is a
money
bit
back. We
it's
gave
a bit
all the
unusual.
deposits.
Not a bit unusual. It's kind of like similar to
Why is
what
it very
Zoom
mass?
works like
This was
everywhere
just
else.
after around
What
COVID,
happens
just
is
around when the COVID
they'll show you a
lockdowns
plan.
opened, that
Still
time.
dumb.
They'll show you a plan and they'll be like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah,
look at
this
this plan.
happened. Look at
It's going to
that,
be in
man.
this
Look at all
building.
this. Look at these
It's going to be
cities,
this
man.
much.
Entire
And the real
cities are
estate
empty.
guy themselves, what they say is that, okay, if you buy it right now from
Less
us, it'll
people
cost you
came out
200
because
grand.
of it.
But then what you can do is immediately, the moment you buy it from us, you can turn around and flip it for double the price. No, not even complete. Not even complete. It's a plan. You can take that plan from us. Once you've signed the dotted line, it's yours. You can take that plan from us and you can flip it around and sell that same plan to somebody else for double the price. What was happening?
Be cheaper.
Jo bhi hai. There's a minimum waiting period up. Yeah, I know. But this is what was happening in China. Speculative investment.
As soon as it's complete, we give you the
That's
keys,
what
you
was
sell it.
happening.
Yeah.
So you had all these people who bought like plans from what would happen is the real estate developer, they would create fake companies who would on paper purchase all these plans from the real estate
Like
developer.
3 months down the line, 6 months
Then they
down
would
the line.
turn
Yeah,
around
yeah.
and sell it
Australia
to
mein karte hain log.
the,
But
the
doesn't
regular
matter.
person.
But that's
As
that's
if they
been-
themselves are regular people. And the regular person would pay, instead of paying 200,000 for a property, which is what the price is, they would pay 500 grand. Okay. And then these regular people would think, okay, if we buy this 500 grand property, we can turn around and flip it for more than that. So, yeah. It's flippers. But the difference was, like in Australia, you cannot flip a plan.
Okay.
In Australia, if you buy a plan property, like if you buy a property looking at a plan and a land and house price or whatever it is, you can't flip the plan. No, you can't. Only the builder has the right. Only the builder has the right to actually sell you a plan. Huh? Bas baap wo government,
Okay, so
government
it's
ki
basically flippers
Australia.
everywhere
Australia.
else in the world.
Okay.
The government is also parts of that, no? In China. Yeah.
But it's just considered as it'll yeah, but it'll do what happened in China, na? It'll create empty cities.
Why?
Exactly.
Because Australia,
Did you hear?
Australia, Yeah.
What?
Then you can sell.
But it's
then
like,
did you know in Australia
why does
recently
the government
in
care?
Sydney,
It'll
there's a
inflate
suburb called
prices, it'll inflate
Strathfield. Okay?
prices.
Strathfield has
But your
Strathfield
price
is only
will
like
inflate
half an hour away from the city center.
That's my job, not your job to
And-
inflate. Yeah.
A house over there. Not even a house.
Oh,
It's an
sorry.
apartment. Actually.
Competition.
It's like a giant
No, the way it
apartment.
works is you buy the house and you have to minimum stay there for a year.
8.6 million, which is a
And then
record
you
for
can sell
that
it.
suburb. It is not a rich suburb.
What's this gay shit? Okay.
Yeah. So hang on. 8 million, right? And then the guy, once the winning auction was done, the cameraman, whoever's holding the camera, he turned the camera around to show like the whole room of people. Bro, there was not a single white Australian
It's like
face in that
it's
entire
like a
room.
unit or something.
The only person who was Australian is the auctioneer, the guy who's selling the house. The rest of them were all Asian.
There was a house that sold
And
for
bro,
4 million
there was
where the
heavy
parents and
implication
children moved
that
back
in this
in
sale,
to buy
that
that house.
$8.6 million or whatever, it's actually all laundered
Yeah.
money. It's all money that's coming from China and overseas. And it's all like laundered money.
All Asian people.
Yeah. So anyway, so coming back to the whole Chinese thing, this was what was happening. The plan flipping thing happened, all right? And this just went out of control. The government had no control over it. Eventually, because the real estate developer, in this case Greenland or Everland or whatever it is, they decided
Yeah,
that hey,
that's
you know
what
what?
I
No,
was
the
thinking.
government decided.
That's
look,
what happens
nobody's going to
here
move into
too.
these cities, so we're
I
going to
saw
take
a-
away all the subsidy that we've given
a
all these
shitty,
construction agencies.
I mean, a
So
normal
construction
house,
agencies, they were
a
removed,
crazy amount
subsidy
of
was
money.
removed. Construction agency went, all right, we're going to shut down
What's
production.
happening?
We're going to shut down construction.
Wow.
And now all of a sudden, whoever's left holding the plans is the man who's left holding the bag, basically. So they're screwed. So it's a big speculative game. And here's the thing. The weird thing is the people who are buying these properties, they also know that eventually this is going to happen. They know, okay, eventually some guy is going to just come around who's going to be left holding this plan with no property. Ponzi! It's a rug pull. Yeah. It's
Wow. So why are they buying?
construction one.
It's all
No,
about.
I think
It's
there's four.
basically a massive rug pulling exercise. It's a massive rug pull. Real estate is the government's rug pull. The whole idea is that they get bunch of developers. There's only three in the real estate game. There are three major players: government, the developers, and the banks are together. Okay, and the third one is you. You are that player. And in that musical chair, you can have 10 different players. But in those 10 different players, the loser is going to be you. You are the loser.
Oh, yeah.
In that real estate game. Okay. So, I mean, talking about all that while we are on that whole infrastructure boom, we are talking about. The another one that I want to actually share about, which really reminded me, I just pulled this clip so I can show you where all this money is coming from, where it's going. It's a great one. So, I think you guys have heard about Adam Curtis, obviously. And he outlines this very, very well,
This is the normal world. You go to work in a city. All around you are enormous new buildings. They look alike. But you will never be able to afford to live in them. Because they are not really homes. They are blocks of money, bought by global investors whose money has nowhere else to go.
Well, at 20 minutes to 5, we can now say the decision taken in 1975.
Brexit happened. It showed that all the people who are supposed to tell you about
very interesting history
the
as to why
journalists,
Vice
the
got bankrupted.
politicians, the think tank experts.
I think we'll stop at the nothing part, right? So I think, again, for people who are watching, that one person watching, watch all the Adam's content there, Adam Curtis. This one is a clip from Hypernormalization, which I think premiere on the Vice channel, which is now bankrupt for some reason. That's a fucking different story. Yeah. So I think what people don't understand is, there's a trend here. And this came out 7 years ago. This documentary came out 7 years ago. So there's definitely a trend and it's on the uptake right now.
Yeah.
So you can see that what is really happening is that there is lots of black money, and the biggest place to sink it in, apart from bonds, the bonds market is the same size as the real estate market of the world. And the biggest market of the world is the real estate market.
So basically what you're saying is that non-statist capitalist has been collecting money.
It is non-statist crony capitalists who have money in another country.
In Sri Lanka, right? When the Raja in Sri Lanka, when the Rajapaksa
people got money in another country.
When those guys collapsed,
should not be.
Where do you think they had all their properties and money and everything stored? It wasn't in Sri Lanka. No, it wasn't in Great Britain.
So crony capitalists from other
global cronyism.
They had it all in Dubai.
They take money from other countries and bring it into this country, and then they build all these big fucking towns.
Yeah, वो तो है, but the Rajapaksa, specifically the Rajapaksa, they had a huge property portfolio in Dubai. Yeah,
Rajapaksa.
The Rajapaksas immediately, like when the public was coming to lynch them, right? When the people were at the gates, right? They sat in the helicopter and the helicopter flew straight to Dubai. It went right to Dubai. It didn't go stop anywhere. It just went right to Dubai. Of course, no. It went to the airport and then from there they went right to Dubai.
A lot of them lived in Britain.
They flew immediately to Dubai. There was no it might we'll go somewhere else.
But that same thing with the Pakistani, bro. All the Pakistani politicians.
Dubai is right now. No, Dubai is open to right now. And here's the other thing: the NEOM and all this stuff, right? They were not just trying to grab
they sat on
your
the
average investor. They were trying to grab the rug pulled
helicopter
investors,
and they
like,
ran away. Yeah.
Bitcoin, like all the cryptocurrency bros, all the crypto bros, all the finance bros, they were trying to get those guys, people like Dan Locke, people like Grant Cardone. That's the kind of people they want.
But I don't blame Dubai for it.
Exactly.
I don't blame Dubai. They just
Hustlers
keep
University,
I don't
whatever
really blame
whatever
Dubai
you
for
want to
it.
call it.
They're open to anybody.
Dubai is just making money.
I don't know what's his name. The old guy who just screams a lot and who's like, oh, I don't know who that guy.
Yeah, the Raja Piaskas. Yeah, yeah, the cryptocurrency bros.
99 years, brother. I got 99 years and you ain't one.
Yeah, What's that guy who wears a red tie, Mr. Wonderful?
Yeah, because it's global crony capitalism. That's what it is. The cronies of all the cronies, they're the ones.
Bald fella. Kevin Leary, bro. He got a passport to
Leary.
Dubai now.
I personally believe. I really
they gave him a passport. Golden visa.
The people who are in charge of the economy.
To United Arab
Emirates.
Who are actually, can you imagine that?
Policing the economy.
Wow, amazing.
What do you want to call it? Regulating.
Yeah, so, anyways, I think
they realize that there is no regulating the economy. That it's all
the economy is shit,
right? Like the end game, Joanna.
Yeah, but.
Exactly.
Yeah, so but why do you think the economy is shit?
Idea of, look, we're going to head towards
so why do you think the economy is going to shit?
Printing how money, responsible we are, how great we are in our money handling. Yeah. 5 साल होगा. फिर उसके बाद हर साल होगा. It'll be like the new iPhone. Have you seen the recession this year, mate? These are the new features of the recession this year,
Make hate while sunshine. Dabao bhai chod. In 10 years. And I think over time it's reducing the gaps. पहले हर 15-20 साल होता था, अब हर 10 साल, but 10 साल से every 5 years. My indication 5-7 years now. Yeah, you'll get out of one recession and you'll get out of one recession and move into next one. So while we again on that one, this is another interesting one that I wanted to talk about, and then we'll move on to other stuff. So a lot of things to go through, man. This is like पूरा जितना भी माल जो इकट्ठा किया था ना सारा.
I thought you told you didn't have enough.
No, but I wanted you to be part of it.
Buddhist, mate. What are you doing with the amphetamines,
we saw
brother?
millions of dollars being exchanged in cash for chips at the casino. Very clear money laundering operation going on there. We identified buildings with bars on the windows and very heavy security where people told us trafficked individuals were being held against their will. And just a couple of kilometers upriver is Myanmar. Myanmar
is that Yangtze or
basically
is that river?
The methamphetamine factory for the Asian Pacific.
It'll give you. Let me show you the geographical.
Rounded.
Let me show you the
being
geographical.
exchanged.
So
we saw millions of the Indus River by such a
it's like a free zone for crime.
Zone.
It's not a triangle. So it's you see that river up there between Laos and Thailand. That there's a river there. So there is and it shares the border with Myanmar, Laos, and
Mekong
Thailand.
River.
So there's like a triangle, and it's a. We'll have to watch it. I can't remember. No, it's not.
Can't hide the pollution, brother. Look at the pollution right there.
A smaller river, but obviously the delta is big enough that it can have buildings like fucking casinos and hotels and everything on that, and the whole thing is basically nothing but a free zone for black money. And
who made this?
So we're in the Golden Triangle.
Yeah.
Behind me is the Mekong River. And then behind that, you can see all of that construction and large buildings.
Okay,
that's
this is
the
what
Golden Triangle Special Economic in Laos. This Special Economic Zone is a joint venture between the government of Laos and a company or a transnational criminal network controlled.
Bunch of Chinese tried bosses, international shit going on there. But long story short, you have fucking government level shit going on. It's proper.
Amsterdam.
Let's do it properly, put it on paper and do it, Yeah.
Bro,
This is like Michael
Asif bhai,
Kohli
you
went
gotta
to,
watch
we
The
want to
Wire,
become
bro.
legal, you know, because that's what they were doing in Cuba back then. If you think about it,
No, bro,
in the
bro.
Banana Republic, they were doing
Wait.
that.
Asif
And
bhai,
when that guy,
you of all people.
yeah, I don't
You
have any
of
issue with
all
it.
people
But
should
what
be
I'm saying
watching
is
The
that
Wire.
that's a good way
Just
to get
binge
rid
it.
of all the kacha.
Just binge it. Like
You know, all
one
the
bite
rubbish
to,
and the
but
garbage
binge
can
कर
just
उसके
move
चार
that
चार बाप चारों
part
के
of that
चारों
way.
सीजन में
You
एक ऐसा सीजन
allocate
नहीं है जो
real
चूतिया
estate
है.
where they can
Every
go and do
season
their
is
playground thing, you know.
beautiful. It's
You
amazing.
see? There are Chinese Amsterdam. You guys heard about Amsterdam on The Wire? Are you okay? So in The Wire, spoilers. On this, there's a spoiler.
No, they don't become
alert,
legal.
so
They don't become
in
legal. It's just that
season
police won't
3
do anything.
Yeah.
Police won't do anything. That's it.
Should be watching The Wire. Yeah,
Amsterdam.
it's a great education. Yeah.
Where,
Three
I
Men.
want to find
The
that
police
where
system
It's
is-
beautiful. It's a very good show. Yeah, yeah. So there is basically, I'll not say where, when. Basically, there is a zone that gets created in Baltimore where drugs become legal. Amsterdam. Police won't do anything. Amsterdam, they call it. Like it's named after Amsterdam. They call it Amsterdam.
Money.
Right?
Money.
And it's got this whole ironic thing, and it's really funny, but it works, and it's just beautiful. Like it's very good. Season 3 or 4 में कहीं होता है. But this is what is going on here. So basically, they're saying, you know what, you got black money, because ultimately, what is it? Just laws. It's a man-made law that says this is wrong and this is right. And in that country, they say, you know what, it's right. You bring that money in. They're not killing anybody. They're not doing anything. I mean, they're exporting.
No, they can't even
the
go to
bad,
China. In
and
China,
they're
casinos
importing
are
the good
banned.
stuff.
So
So what they're doing is they're building all these casinos.
they go Laos.
I think they're exporting the goods. And
Sorry,
importing the
casinos
bad.
are not
Either
banned
way,
in
whatever
China. Gambling is illegal in China.
you know,
Exporting
importing
the
money.
goods.
So
But
what they're
importing
doing is
money.
that they have human trafficking, all that part of it. So all the money that comes in, they build the casinos out of
Okay,
it.
that's bad.
And in those
Human
casinos, you know, they are basically
Yeah.
they're rich Chinese people who can't go to this
Yeah.
Australia or wherever next close by. Just casinos banned. So what they do is they go to these places. And they go and play gamble over there. And they got all the girls and all that booze and all that stuff you can think of.
This is the conundrum in
Gambling
free
is
market
illegal
capitalism.
in China.
In free market capitalism, this is the conundrum. Where will you draw the line?
So,
in free
first of
market
all,
capitalism?
I do not.
At what
let
point
me first
are
be
you
clear.
going to stop?
The only reason I like this idea is because
Yeah, the buyer always wants, bro. The
as
buyer
a-
wants
as a free
alcohol.
market
The
guy,
buyer
I like
wants,
it.
afeen.
Because it's happening
methamphetamine.
anyways, right? That's why I like it. Not that I like the drug they're selling. I think it's the worst thing in the world. But it's
No, it
happening.
is the rule
Maybe
of
in
free
Western
market.
countries,
In free market, it
maybe
should be
in
allowed
Western
as long
countries,
as nobody's
but
getting
in
harmed.
India, alcohol consumption has gone up by like 56% or something.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well, the market will decide, na? The buyer and the seller will decide on that. Yeah.
yeah.
The seller will sell alcohol.
No, I'm seeing a lot. Wait, hold on. A lot of people are stopping alcohol. Buyer does not want the alcohol. People are stopping alcohol. People are actually getting off alcohol. There are a lot of people.
Yeah, but money also is going up. Mental health, all that stuff is kind of going up. So I think that's just a reflection.
I mean, like there was a video recently in Brampton, in Canada. There were like 3 Indians, okay? 3 Indians, young Indians with a woman, Indian woman. They're stealing alcohol from the state-run alcohol shop, LCBO. They're stealing alcohol, and the employees are like, "Let's go, no problem." But there was some
He knows how much to
citizen,
pay.
He
He knows
My
whose
problem with this
hand
whole
to
thing
use
is
the
started
dirty
paying
and how
it.
much to pay.
I went to Pakistan, and one of my, I temporarily hired a driver to drive our car, my family's car. So dad and mommy drive because traffic is fucking crazy there. Plus, I think you need one person for long distance. So every time I went to Lahore or any of the other cities, I would hire a driver. Company bhi ho jati hai. Plus, he is aware of all the routes and everything. Google doesn't work everywhere. Stuff like that. He knows the laws. He knows the people. He knows all the good dhabas. All the good dhabas. He
no
knows
laws.
them. The amount, like even in Australia, this is just culture observation. Okay, even in Australia, even in America, or whatever, I've not noticed this much gap. Okay, so when I went out with him, he was telling me that he's a Christian. He told me that Umar bhai, the thing is that most of the alcohol
But bro, okay,
consumed in
here,
this
okay, hang
country
on,
is by
hang on.
Muslims. And we get all the
So
blame for
let
it.
me
I said,
let
how?
me let me
I
let
said,
me
how is
interject
that
here for a
possible? How is
second,
that possible?
right?
Why are you guys getting blamed? I understand that
By
Muslims blame,
by
that's fine.
by creating that
I
whole
really should.
law,
But why
which
are you
says
getting
that
blamed?
only
He thinks we're getting blamed
Christians.
because they have a licensing
So
system.
yeah, they've actually
that says only
inadvertently
Christians can
created
buy
that
alcohol.
system.
तो वो हमें
If
पैसे
you are
देते हैं,
if
and
it's
then we
okay,
buy
if you
alcohol
are a
from them
country,
and we make
and the
income from
reason
that.
why they have
And we give
alcohol.
all the alcohol to them.
Yeah, no,
that's a
I'm
choice,
making
right?
points for free market. What
No,
I'm trying to
but
say
their
is
choice.
by
The problem
doing
is
that law.
no. The
Like,
problem
nobody-
is
No,
also
I'm not
that
trying to
there
control.
are
I'm not trying to do the whole control.
classes of
I'm just
what
saying.
jobs
I'm
you
just
can
saying.
get
If
and
you are
can't
a
get.
okay, if you are such a
So
high.
as a Christian, there's not all kind of jobs
नहीं तो
available
मैं
in the
बोल रहा हूँ
government
ना
for
मैं
them.
बोल रहा हूँ
Quota
ना कि if
system,
you are such a
ये
high
सब चीजें हैं.
hang on so मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि अगर आप इतने high and mighty हो, if you are such a high and mighty society
They created
that,
that system.
alcohol is
That's what I'm
bad,
saying. Yeah.
ain't nobody gonna have, then just say कि भाई alcohol banned है खत्म.
Correct.
अंडरग्राउंड देख अंडरग्राउंड ट्रेड एक अलग बात है. अंडरग्राउंड ट्रेड एक अलग बात है.
just making
Okay,
points
underground
for
trade एक
free
अलग बात
free
है.
market.
It
but,
is-
okay.
But he will come to the whole control thing.
नहीं free market में बाप I am actually on the side of free market. I'm actually a believer in free market.
Yeah, मगर public वहाँ बहनचोद ऐसी है
What I'm
ना,
trying
तो
to say
समझा
is don't
करना.
do this whole
The
don't do
problem
this
is
whole
that the
50-50.
mullah parties and all
Go
that,
hard on
they
all
have
in
created
one,
these
you know?
systems,
या तो
blasphemy
इधर जाओ
laws and
या
all
तो
these
उधर
things,
जाओ.
you know.
Don't do this. Okay, I have to make बोल.
Then
Yeah, it is a flaw.
They can't because then this underground trade will begin.
You can thank
know,
you
that's
can
the
thank
problem. It will happen. Yeah.
It will happen.
you can thank
Yeah, free
He's
market.
just making points for free
Bengal.
market. Okay, go ahead.
Bangla. Ami Bangla.
So you're saying that basically what are you then trying to say?
I
You're
know.
trying to say that they
क्या?
shouldn't have this law in the first place.
Yeah, Israel, of course, yeah.
Yeah, करना तो full करो. Okay.
But can I say something? Pakistan's
You mean to say
the
partition?
That is
inception
flawed.
of
It's a failed
Pakistan is
state.
flawed
Yeah.
from day one.
There go. I said it.
Hang on, during partition you mean?
Sue me.
Like
just
Islamic.
countries-
Come on, you can't
Correct,
make a
so-
country based on religion. You know
Acha,
which is the
religion
another
and
country
choosing. Yeah, correct.
that
You're
was
right. Yeah.
made on religion.
Yeah.
No, Bangladesh.
Yeah.
The people
secular.
no
Secular.
Pakistanis hate them.
क्या?
Is
दूसरा
Israel.
कौन सा? Israel. Israel is another
Israel
one.
was
Yeah.
Israel.
So I think these are the only two countries that are built
Pakistan
on
hates
that. isn't it?
Israel.
Or Brunei? No, Brunei not really. Like Brunei was a monarchy.
Yeah.
But, you know,
No.
in terms of democracy, I think these are only two.
Only and both of them were made, and both
Yeah.
were made in the same fucking time, in the same
Pakistan and Israel both are built
Pakistan.
on the foundation of
49.
religion. Religion is the basis.
Yeah, but bro,
49
it's a
but
failure
here's the
because
thing,
it's built on
here's the
religion.
thing. Here's the thing.
Pakistan
Under
is
the
like-
Shah, it wasn't that great either.
Pakistan.
It was great for the
And
Shah.
Iran's
Israel was
revolution
made
is
in the
built on
same
that idea
5
as
years.
well now. You know, originally it was not made on that. But now you can see what's happening in Iran. It's going to shit. Their indexes are
But bro,
PBD, if you look at the PBD
Who started
podcast,
it?
he put
Was
a
it
10
Israel?
minute
The Shah
where he
was
kind
the
of
Shah was put
criticizes
there
this
by
because
the
he was
British
getting criticized by
colonialists at the
David
time,
about
and he
the
was
whole
fully
debate to
supported
Iran
by
ki
them
side
as
pe,
well.
to America ki side pe.
So-
He said, I'm not really, I'm just spitting facts. And he talks about that how Iran has gone to shit. After the Shah, there's all these new numbers have come out in terms of livability.
What about free
and
market?
all that,
Okay,
yeah.
you want free capitalism, but you also don't want like communism. Like free market,
No, it
people
is not
decide,
great.
brother.
No. Under
I-
the
what
Shah,
I'm- what
it
I'm
wasn't
try- what I'm
great
trying
there
to say
either.
is
But
कि
the thing
अगर
is
आपको
that
free
you
market
haven't given
चाहिए,
it
if you
enough
want
time
free
to
market,
go
or
into
if you
the
want let
modern
people
world.
make their
Maybe
damn
could have turned
decisions,
out like
then
Dubai.
people make their damn decisions. They'll make stupid decisions too. Man,
The Shah was
get
put
used to
there,
it. You know, get ready for it.
Let's
Yeah.
and before
America.
Yeah.
But before that,
Yeah.
the people the guy they elected was a
Well,
communist.
you guys are talking about these conundrums and dilemmas.
Quote unquote mistakes.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, the amount of
Quote mistakes.
No,
Man, I
you
was
can't
watching
have free
Vietnam.
market in communism. Yeah.
the problem
Yes,
I
yes.
have is stupid decisions
Yes.
being made and the consequences
But I don't think we
before
have
they
made
actually
stupid
happen. The
decisions.
government comes in and stops it. We should let the fence break. You know, we
No,
should
no,
let
no,
the
no.
consequence
Really?
happen.
When did that happen?
Can I say something?
When did
Can
that
I say
happen?
something?
$2 billion.
The government does not allow you
Yeah.
to make mistakes.
America.
Okay, it allows itself to make mistakes, and
Helps
then
to do.
blames somebody. Okay, but everybody gets affected. That's the problem with statism. as a free market,
बाप आधा
you make a
बिलियन यहाँ पे
mistake.
हमारे
मुझे
को
समझ
मिल गया
नहीं
तो
आता कि
तेरा
why people
तेरा हम
understand
तीनों
your
का ना
kid-
जिंदगी
your
सेट हो
kid
जाएगी
won't think,
Dude, I was,
"Oh,
you know, they
my
recently
dad made
passed a
this
$2 billion
mistake, so I'm gonna
package
make this
for
mistake."
Ukraine. Okay. And I was listening. I found out about
billion
about
or
it on
100 billion?
Reddit. Like,
the
I went
comment
on
section
Reddit,
is the best part
और Reddit पे post था.
Oh.
No, 2 billion.
Australia?
No, यार ये
In Australia?
अमेरिका है.
No, they made like
It was a
90
huge
billion.
package that they just passed.
Divided between Ukraine,
They
Israel,
they did a
and
package
Taiwan.
for just this announced. Biden just announced
90
a package,
billion.
and I was for Ukraine. There's
Yeah.
a package as well. जैसे वो अदनान सामी का गाना है ना, कैसे कैसे उनको दिया है, हमें भी थोड़ी लिफ्ट करा दे, like, you know. So they gave money to Israel, and I was reading the comments. Comment sections. The news is not important on Reddit. It's the comments. And the comment section was like,
Laos
there you
free
go.
market thing,
Take that, Putin. You know, like those kind of comments were there. Like, dude, they're fucking, you know, fucking your
care.
country.
They're
They're
like-
printing
they're
all
like,
this
it's
money,
good,
you
man.
devaluing your currency, devaluing your property, like fucking you up the ass, and then they're giving all that money to someone else. You're fighting someone else's war. Yeah. So
It's
accelerate the
I like
collapse.
it.
You know, as you know, one of our other
I'm a
friends says
Redditor now.
So I think you guys, since you guys are talking
Is that
about
the- is that the child
conundrums
abduction
and you guys are talking about conundrums and you're talking about dilemmas. You know, the another thing I want to talk about is this goes into more of a.
of course
We didn't
have Epstein
didn't
for that,
conclude
bro.
with the layoffs.
Yeah, well,
Epstein
layoffs
for
should exist, but I think the human trafficking part is a bit of a
Oh.
conundrum. They have human trafficking in Laos.
give no
I
inter-
think that's
don't
bad.
give no
Making
internet
drugs
to
and
your
selling them,
kids that's
know,
what you do.
The buyer should be aware. That's all I would say. You know, you should.
Yeah, human life.
I mean, you look at Sound of Freedom,
that's-
that movie.
Like that's moral.
You look at
It's
Sound
nothing
of
to do
Freedom, that
with
movie.
laws.
Sound of Freedom.
It's like
Yeah. That movie, man. I mean, it is a bit of a conundrum. Like, is that something that can be done on a private level? How would you do it? Is that something you can do it on a government level? How would you do it? No, private in sense ke, how would you prevent it?
No, what
Like,
I'm
how
saying-
can you
Instead of
solve
human
that problem
trafficking,
where
you're saying
it
that
is
people are
happening
going to
around the world and
voluntarily go
nobody's
to the
taking notice?
Loji, take my child, you know, and give me money for like, you know.
let's
I know what's happening. I know what's happening.
Hold on. Let's look at
I
free
know, I know,
market.
I know
If you
what
say
happened. I know.
human trafficking should be part of free market,
That's
or
what I'm
not.
asking. That is the conundrum.
No, I'm saying that there's a logical.
I think if free
reason it
market
shouldn't be
existed,
part of
human
free-
trafficking would
Mail
not
order
exist
wise,
in
kya? Mail order
a
wise.
proper free market. It would be very minimal because there will be
Of course it's
businesses
still
that
happening.
will protect you from that to happen. You know, that's where your insurance money
Yeah,
goes.
of course.
You're
Because
gone
they're just tired of
mute,
like, you know,
bro.
the
You're gone mute.
new age feminism crap that like, you know, that the women over here are
So-
dealing. Plus there's other reasons as well. You know, this,
It's happening.
It's happening.
लोग शादियां करवा रहे हैं अपनी
happens.
बच्चियों की. हिंदूज पाकिस्तान में शादियां करवा रहे हैं.
It used to happen legally, where in the US they used to get like, you want a wife from Russia.
Oh yeah, baby.
It used to
It was
happen.
normal.
It was normal.
Mail order vibes, yeah, it's dude. Australia is filled with it. A lot
I
of
think
people are
it
going to
still
Thailand,
happens.
getting married there, doing the second marriage there because they're just tired of the.
It's everything.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of men who figure out money, but they've not figured out women. I think let's just say that they haven't figured out love. You know, it's
Oh,
sad.
yeah, I don't know.
You know, it's money, and it shows you money does buy.
Anyways, go ahead.
Well,
So-
talking about women and talking about this
So free
conundrum
market
dilemmas,
is a good
okay,
thing.
let's bring up this one here that I wanted to share. This is the next one on the list. Dude, we are on a roll. Check this one out.
Oh God.
By AI, fast distinguishable from the real thing. So all these people are fake people.
There's a certain body type for sure.
With this technology offering seemingly
that guy
limitless
had the right idea.
possibilities
That
to
dude had the
come.
right idea.
Hi, Aitana. How are you today? This fake reality offers fundamental challenges around representation, diversity, and inclusion.
Why shouldn't I find, a dark-skinned black
It's the
woman
thought-pocalypse.
beautiful?
That's what it is.
Why shouldn't I have created Chudu?
THOT.
People were just mad because they didn't come up with
THOT
the idea. Yeah, I really love them.
As this technology becomes more widely accessible, can us humans regain control of its horizons?
Do you think we're prepared for what's
AI
coming and what's
covers,
already
right?
here?
So again, we'll put the Yeah, we'll put it on the we'll put it in the chat. I mean, in the description. You guys can watch that small document from Guardian. But the thing is, what he's exploring in that one is basically these virtually created models, these AI models, AI influences. You know, it's a thoughtpocalypse, right? Thoughtpocalypse. Yeah. Yeah. So thoughts have gone digital. Okay. And I think this is another conundrum which is more philosophical in nature. You know, real estate to chalo physical इस वर्ल्ड में एग्जिस्ट करता है बट आई थिंक फिलोसफी स्पीकिंग वेयर डू यू नाउ हैव दैट इट्स लाइक दैट मूवी हर स्पाइक जोन्स वाकिन फिनिक्स राइट सो आसिफ भाई व्हाट डू यू थिंक इज गोइंग ऑन हियर व्हाट इज दिस अ डिजीज
I think because I have again I'll come back to the same thing. See, if I see a bunch of people wanting certain kind of people to deal with them.
But this is
right.
This is also
they are not working on themselves. This is
but this is
look,
late, there's always going to be
late
people
stage
in society
crony capitalism
where
people
even if you
want
have
they
like a
want
perfectly
but
free
they
market
cannot
society
because
there's always
they
going to
have
be people
become
at tiers
crony capitalists generally.
Even if they're all
they don't want to work on their body, try
life,
to everything needs to be instant
really good
gratification.
Partner.
So
whatever it is, there's always going to
they want a
be
supermodel.
people who are at the
they can't
bottom
have
of that tier
it.
list.
They don't want to work towards it. And
there's always people who are going to be at the top. There's always going to
if
be
it was free market,
the people at the bottom,
we wouldn't.
The people at the bottom
gonna act like a supermodel.
लोगों का दर्जा बढ़ जाता है लेकिन लोगों की इच्छाएं चेंज नहीं होती. Right?
That's
people
what I
can
think.
change their
if you
status.
want a supermodel, you work towards
people's
it.
status will go up or down, but their expectations remain the same. You want a 9, I want a 9, Omar wants a 9, but only one of us can get a 9. The others will have to deal with an 8 and a 7. Okay. Now the guy who wants the guy who gets a 7 wants a 9, but he can't get a 9. Yeah, but what I'm saying is even if I'm saying people even I'm saying even if
too many humans, man, gotta get rid of them.
even if you take that away and you say okay, look, everybody's working hard.
लोग बहुत ज़्यादा.
So everybody okay, yeah. Okay, let's get to that. Yeah. Yeah. She a 9, she 10. I'd do me. Hot or not. No, but what I'm trying to say is
but
okay.
what you were
Let's
saying
remove
is
the
about
let's
people
remove the
are working
8, 9.
harder
Okay,
to get to that
let's
9.
let's
They
go
want
back to
instant
like
gratification.
okay.
What Asif is saying.
Yeah.
Let's go back to
Yeah.
bhai dekho, all of us are working super hard towards like trying to get.
It's a mental illness, dude.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay,
what I'm
first,
trying to say
can
is
I say something?
expectations are still going to be there.
If you
The
want to go
expectations
into
still going to be there. I
Gen
want
Z,
the
Gen
best
A
of the
shit.
best.
This
Right?
8, 9, 10, this fucking gay shit that started now. Oh, is she a 9?
Well, remember that website they're hot
Okay,
or not?
coming- mindset.
You should go by that.
Keep the mindset
that's it.
aside. You're talking.
If someone's
we were talking
hot,
about free market.
say
Free
she's
market
hot,
doesn't actually.
and she got hots for you, it's a business transaction.
9.
That's not how. That's not how human beings. Okay, that's not how human beings work.
This is a moral decay.
He's talking about a moral decay.
That's not how
about
free
in the
market
world.
operates. Like
yeah. Okay.
But
It
you
is the
can have
reality.
free market, but you can't take away the human aspect of free market. Human beings are still going to be human beings. They're going to be like, well,
Yeah, but my thing is that that kind of mindset of getting a 9 comes from where?
probably the one, but he was operating in the
This
most
is
croniest of all the
capitalism.
croniest
If you're a
capitalist
free market
locations.
guy, like, hey, listen,
Hollywood,
I look
bro.
like a 5. If I get a 4, I'm happy.
Well, when you start
Let's
telling
get married,
kids that
have
they have
kids.
genetically been made
But that's
fat
free
and
market.
they can't do anything to stop doing that, or then we have a bit of a crony problem there. The government. Yeah.
It worked out, yeah.
Bro, there will be what was this?
Yes.
What's it?
Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein?
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah. Harvey Weinstein was.
But he
was it too.
wasn't operating in a free market though. He had cronyism. That's why he had all that couch. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
How?
telling girls.
How?
He was telling
How?
girls, "You sleep with me, you suck my dick, and I'll put you in a fucking movie." That was not.
It's not a
capitalism.
okay. Hang on a second. There
That's
is
crony
there is a
capitalism.
mental illness
but
aspect.
why
to it.
was he?
But for
why,
the most
why
part,
did
can
he,
you agree? As human
why
beings,
did
as
he-
human beings.
Why was he in the position to do that? Because his work.
Okay, forget
or
about
his
people.
bets
Forget about okay. Hang
or
on, hang on.
his-
Let's just take the
whatever
people
he
out
started,
of let's just take
he
people out
worked
of the
out
equation for
because
just
he
a
was
short
good
while,
at what he did.
You go to
He was in the right
a shop
business
that sells
to get nines, even after looking like two.
right?
But is Hollywood free market?
That's
you
free
see
market.
the same mithai.
Look
it's
what
the
they-
same sweet. You know, Kaju ki katli. Have you heard of?
I'm
Kaju
just
ki
saying,
katli?
like, no, I'm
It's
just
like
saying
this
that
sweet that they make out of cashew. It looks like a rhombus.
this mindset of
like
people,
a diamond. Okay.
this mental illness,
You have three
that
different varieties.
You need
One
to have
is plain.
9, 10, and
Okay, in India, when you go to a street shop, this is how they
you
present
can't,
it.
you're
One is
gonna
plain.
have.
The next one, the one right next to it, has a silver leaf.
Beauty
silver,
is
silver,
beauty is
foil
subjective.
on
I
it.
understand, but most of the time
And the
you
one
will
right
see
next
that
to it has a
there
gold
are
foil
people
on
who are a 9 or a 10,
Okay.
and there are people who are a 5.
The cheap one,
Unfortunate.
the cheapest one, and the one that doesn't actually have anything on it, like foil on any foil on it, that's the cheapest one. Then the next expensive one is the silver one. The next expensive one is the gold one. Top tier is gold. If you go into a mithai dukan, now number one, you got to realize mithai is a luxury as it is. Okay, in Indian society, mithai is a luxury as it is. When you go to a sweet shop, the customer is willing to pay money. They are in that mindset. I'm gonna start spending money. When you go there, you don't want to be the guy who brought the cheapest mithai
Yeah, Chandi
to
ka
your
vodka.
friend's house or to your whatever. Okay, you will obviously go and get the gold one, always.
Okay.
If you can afford it, yes. Of course, that's. So if you have, like, say, if the most expensive one is $10 a kilo, the middle one is $5, and the cheapest one is $3. No, you will be able to afford it because you've saved up for it, or you know that this event is coming up, so I need to go get it. So you are in that mindset of being able to afford it, and you are in the mindset of being able to buy it, or you want to buy it. You go in there, these three, you go, okay, might give me the gold one. And this is also what happens this is how prices are. When somebody is pricing a particular product, they will have a cheap version, they will have the medium version, and then they'll have the most expensive version. At times out of 10, when
If you can afford it.
when customers are presented with
afford
this
it.
kind of a choice, this 3-pronged choice of, oh look, we've got these 3. This is the poverty pack edition, this is the average, middle class edition, and this is the luxury edition. How does it relate
How
is
can you
because
afford
if
it?
you can afford it, you will go for the top version. So now let's come to the other argument. As a human being who's working, so as a human being, you are working very hard towards, the best version of you. You go to the gym 5 times a day, you eat the right diets, you exercise the right way. You are doing everything that you can to
Like
to
Apple
present
products.
yourself as a 9. You then start expecting that, look, the other person, bro.
Okay, but all right, but how does it relate? How does it relate to AI? Okay, so but we are coming back to the same thing.
How does it go with the whole 9 philosophy? This is a 9, that's an 8, that's a 10.
Mentality galat hai. I agree. Mentality is wrong.
Okay.
No, now I'm telling you about AI. Now I'll come to AI.
No.
Yeah, AI gives you that access to the 9.
Okay, no,
it
it's
gives
like
you that
it's
instant
like
access to the
Usain
9,
Bolt.
whether you're a
Everybody's
1.
looking at those.
Maybe
Doesn't
maybe
matter. Doesn't matter. The thing is, behind the AI, all the interactions that you're having with it, the parasocial interactions.
The silver
that
guy
you've
also is
actually
putting the
started
same amount
having.
of effort.
how does it
It
relate
is,
What I'm
to
saying
the
is that in reality,
it is real enough for you.
beauty.
Okay, my
It is a
question
cult,
is
though.
simple.
It is a cult. It is a
That's what
cult.
Bondu Bhai, so he buys
No,
things.
but it is a cult, and you are a cuck as
He
well.
might
It
say
is
it's
a
the
cult.
wrong mentality.
Sure,
It's
but
wrong.
what
No,
I'm
it is
trying
a
to say,
cult.
how is the,
But the number is there.
No, it is a cult because I'll
But
tell
you
you
can't
why
put
it
a
is a
number
cult.
on
Okay?
it.
Because you think you're the only one who's actually looking
no,
at this
I don't know where we're going.
You don't
with
think
this
that there are
because I'm
Reddit
getting
forums
confused.
out there
We're
discussing
talking
about
about
how
even if you
AI.
look
How
at
is
AI,
it-
for you.
even
Bro,
if you look
it's
at AI,
relevant.
You
they're
need to
still
go and
modeling
look
it
at
on
like
the
some of
9th
the
and the
Reddits
10th of
around
the world.
what that Spanish AI chick that they made, right? Bro, there are all these people who are like just like frothing at her, like, okay.
But it's not physical.
Okay, so Okay, I'll read it back in.
It is a
That's
cuck
such a
way.
cuck
It is
way
a
to
cuck.
say.
Nobody's saying it is not. No, cuck.
No,
That is a
not
cuck way of
cuck.
thinking.
It
Cuck.
is. But that's how human beings behave.
Bro.
Yeah, it is a cuck. It
No,
makes you a
not-
cuck. Yeah, it makes you a cuck. True. Yeah, they
I'm
probably.
not-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's very popular.
And they
They're
train
now
a
this
model.
Asian. They're now this Asian AI. influencers. Okay.
You're losing me
Okay,
here,
okay.
guys.
So
I
what
don't know.
I think
Reddit.
just to reel it
Like-
back in,
Not just-
I just
not
go with
top 10,
logic.
top 50. What is-
Okay.
I think what
Okay.
we need to
Okay.
understand is that yes,
What they're doing
we
is
acknowledge
what they're
that the
doing
whole
is they're
9,
looking
10
at
thing is
they're
super
looking
gay.
number one they're looking at is ke bhai
But thing is that we need to be able to put a number on things.
Sure.
And if you look at the AI influencer, like how we did on the mithai, okay? If you look at the AI influencer stuff that they're building, they are looking at the data as to what influencer.
Now let me
are the most
explain
popular.
let me
You go
explain to you
Instagram,
how this
you
whole
pull
thing
data,
works.
seeing,
Okay,
Kim
so
Kardashian hai.
there's a
Uske baad
company
niche kya-kya
there's
aa
a company called 13
What is trending right now? What kind of
1337.
So what you
There's
do
a
is they
there's a
take all
specific
those
company.
images,
This
they put it
company
into the
they
system,
have a bunch
and they
of
train a
models
model. And
and
that
AI
model
models
is
that they've
looking at the
created. So
top
they have not
30,
just
top
one, they have a
50
bunch
girls on Instagram,
which are
whatever
targeting
it's
different
going.
demographics.
Whatever the
So if
flavor
you are
is.
into Asian chicks,
And
there's
it's
one
rebuilding,
AI
it's rebuilding a
for
fake version out of that.
particular person. If you're into,
Bro, I feel so
you know,
old
Indian-
with you guys.
there's one
Listen,
Indian-
okay.
if they-
What
if
is
you're
this
into
AI
black,
top
doing?
girls are
black
the most
version,
popular
if
ones,
you're
most
into, like-
followers. It's
so there's
taking
different
those,
segments
those
of the
girls
market.
and it's creating an amalgamation.
They've got
of
all
that.
these different.
It's blending
It's not
it
porn.
together and
It is not
creating all
porn.
these AI
It can
pictures.
be, but it isn't.
That's what it's doing.
It's not always is.
And that's how you get
so
the number
these AI
9 and 10.
influencers, they have like different
And
Instagrams.
who's buying it?
that people follow. And what they do is the I guess the unique side of it is this company has hired teenagers like 16, 17, 18-year-old girls to go on to like for each AI there's like one or two, there's like a team of teenagers who are basically handling all the communication. So when people message them on Instagram, there are these teenage girls who are actually answering back. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's happening in that situation is they'll actually do like a post. Now in that post, you know how
can't go
Instagram
watch
works,
porn.
right? Instagram works by
It probably will
sell a
become in
protein
the
powder.
future.
Exactly, sell a protein powder. Sell something. Sell anything. Okay, it could be Manscaped.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mickey Mouses. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. and if a 16 and if yeah, the red lady in the Matrix. Yeah.
Sell a protein powder or some fucking sponsored item. Yeah. So it's like you have your own little Mickey Mouse, like Warren Buffett said that,
Correct.
and DiCaprio can come back and say, I want more money, but Mickey Mouse will never come back saying, I want more
Denying our
money.
physical
That's what
needs is
Disney
as
on
important
was
as, like,
on
something
top of
for
the,
the
before they went fucking woke, was on top of that stock market in Hollywood, right? Now, same thing is happening here, bro. They've built all these fucking AI influencers. Don't complain. These digital hoes that they've created, they're not gonna come back and say, hey, I want more
Look,
money.
it's not about I
You
want to
understand?
actually have a physical
Digital pimps, bro.
reaction,
It's that
physical,
Matrix
what
mein,
do you call
that
it?
red lady in the Matrix.
Relationship.
What did he say?
with this
He tells that if
fake
you want a
person.
one-on-one with him,
The
I can make it happen.
it's just enough
वो उसको
that
आगे
she
से बोलती है, look at
responds to
that,
my
digital
messages.
pimp, work it hard.
It's just
Hard at
enough that
work,
she actually
वो आगे से
responds
बोलता
to
है, do
what I'm
not
asking
do
her.
not listen to them,
Bro,
denying.
there are people who are
वो
spending
बोलता है, वो लड़का वो खा रहा
$10,000
होता है
a
खाना
month.
और वो बोलता है कि do not listen to them,
$10,000 a
don't
month
worry about
on
these people,
AI girlfriends.
Correct, the denying
I know.
ourselves of our need or
I
something
know.
is what makes
Bro,
us
when this
human,
whole
not
thing
something
started,
else
right?
बोलता
When
है वो, which is a beautiful line. So
no,
basically, the
so
idea is that
that's
they have
okay. You just
tapped
hire a
into that
16-year-old, pay them like bare
market
minimum, and
where
this.
there are people like
Bro.
how Joaquin Phoenix is in that movie.
But bro, you don't have to answer it. You just hire a 16-year-old, pay them minimum wage, and they'll take care of it. See the idea. Remember, I don't know if you remember, Ustad Omar, when this thing started, right? When this thing started, I
there are
told you,
people like
bro, we
that.
should probably get into
Cucks.
this. I told you that we should probably look into this and get into it. And here's the best part. Here's the best part.
Yeah.
Me and Omar.
Yeah. Dude,
we
look at
actually
this
have the
basketball
software
card. I mean, look at
that
basketball
did it.
cards.
And we
Look at
got really
basketball
good at
cards.
it as well. We got
Sports
pretty
cards.
good at it as well to
The
create all
problem
these
is
like
I
fake
can't
AI
talk like
looking
a girl.
models and shit. We got pretty good at it.
Yeah, I
You
can't
create anything.
even like.
Anything.
I don't know.
It's
if
all
a
over.
guy
See,
sends
But
me
this is where the
something,
money
I'll
was.
be
And I was like,
I
bro,
don't-
nah, can't do this, you know. Not morally right.
You hire a
might-
50-year-old
but these
woman, bro, to
companies-
do that job. Doesn't matter. It's behind the screen. Who cares, you know? It's like Punch Drunk Love. You remember that movie, Punch Drunk Love?
Could be.
Yeah.
Kachara, you know.
And I said no. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys
As a
should have.
business, yeah. It's a legal business. People are doing it.
Why? No, it's entertainment.
Yeah, we played with the
Possible.
software. Yeah. Yeah. You can create cars. You can create cars, horses, fucking whatever you want. Yeah.
You should have
Stable
done it.
diffusion.
We're looking slightly weak, you know. Or throw them off the cliff or whatever.
Morally, that's what I'm saying. That is what free market will do. When moral system, when it free market will repair the moral
Yeah.
system. उसको heal करेगा. जब उसको heal करेगा तो automatically ये चूतियापा जो है ना खत्म. Look, prostitution is the oldest business on the planet, in the cosmos. It is, okay. Prostitution
And I
exists
have
and
no
will always
issues with it.
exist. You know,
'Cause it's
And
gonna
do
happen.
you
They're not
think that
burying
there will be
women. They're
people
not
out
burying
there
them.
who
They're just
will
killing
bury
them in the womb.
their
That's what they're
daughters? It's possible. If that kind of, what I'm saying, that if you look at 300 back then when there was no, when
yeah.
we were living in a free world.
Yeah.
In 300,
that's
they
true.
would look at warriors, you know, this warrior culture.
But what I'm
that
saying
they
is, if you
had.
look
They
at the
would
third
bury
apocalypse-
all the boys and whatever could not
But
slightly weak, they would bury them. Yeah,
That's it, you know. There's one and there's 2
Macedonians,
hour podcast that we've
Macedonian,
had.
Greece, you know, those areas. It was stupid. But thing is, guys, that time the free market, we didn't have technology. So now, if we have technology and women are obviously will be needed in that free market, I don't think so. Those things will happen anymore. Will we go back to burying kids? That part of society might still be there. It still exists even now, but it'll be very minuscule.
Okay, but I think that's exaggerated.
No,
I think that's
it's minuscule.
exaggerated.
Correct, certain kind
It's
of
just
people.
certain
Problem
kind
is
of
government
people.
takes these certain kind of people and makes a big deal out of it. Says, oh, we need to protect you from it.
All I know is government is the problem.
Yeah. बाप शुक्र कर
Everywhere.
के वो शुक्र कर के they're not trying to stop you from watching the solar eclipse. If they could stop, if they could block out people from watching solar eclipse, they would do it.
You know
Yeah.
what? Somebody put a meme. Actually, you know what? Somebody put a meme with the logo of the Canada. Yeah. And then it said permit to watch a solar eclipse, $10. And everybody's like, is this
Okay,
serious? You have to get a permit?
Last one we need to do, and then I think we are going to go. Let's talk about whether
That was funny.
it's like consequences. Are consequences important? I think we've been talking about it for a bit. This lady here, dude, it was like crazy what she did. Okay, and I think we'll end on this one.
Property tycoon has been
I
sentenced
think
to
this was a very
death
good one.
in the country's biggest.
There are some crimes Vietnam takes so seriously that if you're found guilty of them, you might die. Murder, rape, drug trafficking. Vietnam has some of the toughest drug laws in the world. But fraud and embezzlement, some white-collar crimes, are also punishable by death. And this woman, this billionaire,
So wrong.
has just been sentenced to die.
Vietnamese billionaire Trong My Lan has been sentenced to death for fraud.
67-year-old Trong My Lan was found guilty of embezzlement, bribing state officials and violating bank lending regulations. It's been described as one of the greatest bank frauds in history.
Her crime, siphoning from one of the country's largest banks hundreds of trillions of dong. That's the local
Inflation,
currency,
baby.
worth close to $17 billion Canadian. That's big. Like, forget
scammed
Theranos,
the
forget
commies.
Basically.
Yeah, she scammed the commies. I like it.
bigger. The amount of financial damage she's alleged to have caused is
If
equal
she
to
was
about
in India,
6%
if she was in
of the
India, what
entire
BJP would do.
country's
So listen,
GDP.
listen.
And what I didn't
If
realize
she was in
about
India, what
the story
BJP
at
would do
first
is
that
BJP would send
not that
CBI
much.
or ED
is
to
actually
raid
part
her
of a
house.
much
Okay, and
bigger
then BJP
story
would
about how
forcibly ask her,
one of the fastest growing economies
electoral
in
bonds खरीदो
Asia, some experts call
and
Vietnam
BJP को
the
join
next
करो.
China.
That's what would have happened
How
in India.
it's grappling with a mountain of white-collar
Okay.
crime that could
So there's all these
threaten every-
cronies who are lining up, who want to be part
Yes.
of the.
She created a bank.
Can I say something?
Oh shit! You brought up the whiteboard, bro.
I mean,
Yeah,
she was just
exactly.
giving competition to the
Exactly.
government.
If you look at it, no, this is where the competition was. Yeah.
And I think she should not be murdered, because that would be murder, because she did. Yeah, she was like, hey.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
Ye dekh.
Okay, sir.
So she created a bank.
All kinds of banking rules. But
And
how
he will
did
now.
she do
Yeah,
it? How did she steal billions of dollars? Well, it starts with a bank Len actually helped to create.
love That's her.
why I like this
Three
video. This guy
banks
did a good
strapped
job.
for cash merged into one with her oversight to create the Saigon Commercial Bank.
'Cause he's a
Now,
comic.
she didn't own the bank. There's actually a Vietnamese law that prohibits any individual from owning more than 5% of a bank's shares. So, according to prosecutors, she very much faked
Sounds
her
very simple
way
once you
My
hear the
question
scams.
is,
into
See,
my
near
question is, she was living in
complete
that
ownership.
country where she could have
Hundreds
Not a
of
scam.
shell
been,
companies
she was
and
living in a
people
country where
acting
highly
as
likely she would have
proxies
been
on
like,
her
you know,
behalf,
killed,
altogether
or, like, you know, put to death.
buying more than just
why
a
the hell
controlling
shouldn't
interest
she just
in
go like,
the
I'm
bank.
out, like, you guys got
By
this
the
shit,
end,
I'm out.
Trong My Land owned
Yeah, I need to
more
go to
than
Dubai to buy my property in Dubai, you know.
percent
Good for her.
of Saigon.
Maybe she
Commercial
got like careless.
And
She
when you
probably-
control 90% of
Yeah.
a bank,
Why didn't she get
you
out when the
control
going was
its
good,
money.
man? Like, yeah.
The accusation was that Len appointed
had,
her
like,
own
Well,
that's
people
the
as
idea,
managers,
bitch.
who then went on to approve the
$60
equivalent
billion
of about
worth of loans
$60
for
billion
companies.
Canadian.
Simple as that. They create a bunch of these companies. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was already the richest. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't fuck me, Tony.
Yeah.
Don't screw with him. Yeah, that's right. Mm. And then, yeah.
I need property in Dubai.
I think, yeah, that's a good question. You mean why didn't she get out?
Yeah, hello
just
to
before
my
it was all
little
about to
friend.
break? You know,
She
you know
probably
why?
did.
You know, she was betrayed on the
Killed.
inside. She was betrayed on the inside. She stopped paying people. She was betrayed, brother.
Yeah,
that's
I
right.
feel it.
You know, all these big
Yeah.
scams, they keep going for decades until
the-
you pay
the
off
big-
the right people. Once you don't,
तो पूरे
it's like,
खानदान
you know,
को
what
मिला के
happened
रखा
to
था.
Scarface?
The whole
He tells
family,
him,
the
don't
whole.
fuck me, Tony. Don't fuck me. You fuck me. So what does Tony do? Tony tries to fuck him. That's why he fucks his own boss first, gets away with it. Okay, then he tries to cut him off. He fucks him, you know, and then that's it. You know, so that's what happened. You know, she did a Tony. That's what she did. But now she can't do say hello to my little friend. That's not gonna happen
Yeah.
for her. So
Yeah,
She made one bank.
I don't
think, for
believe she
fraud.
should be.
They should take all
killed
that
now.
money, give it back to the government.
I
And
think
do
I
some
think
charity or
somebody should give her.
Percentage
Of the bank manager gone in for life. His
But- but-
her
but hold on,
niece
what
is
was she
gone in
doing
for
with all
fucking
that
10
money?
years. Driver is gone for a long time as well. Husband भी गया. पूरा खानदान था बाप.
Okay, can I say
वही
something?
सारे थे.
And
बच्चों
it
को
was
छोड़
all
दिया. बाकी
proxy
सबको
owned
बैंक
through
अंदर
her.
कर दिया इन्होंने. सही ना? So
No, the government.
she put it in
Can I
the
say
The
basement.
government
something?
doesn't
What did
allow
she do
one
with that?
individual.
Drawing it as cash.
No, the
and putting
government
it in the
doesn't allow
basement.
one
There's
individual
a
to own
whole
a bank.
like you watch this whole thing.
Yeah.
We'll post this. You know, yeah.
No, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Wait, hold on. She was
Yeah,
a
that's
rich
how she made the
person
bank. I mean, bank banana आसान काम नहीं है.
already. Very rich. Okay,
Yeah.
so
No, she made one
after
bank,
making multiple
and then all these
banks,
shell companies apply for
or
loan,
multiple
like
companies.
You know, yeah, just the way he explained it. Yeah, percentage ownership in the
She
bank.
withdrew the money and put it in the basement.
Shell companies owned all that.
No, from what I understood was like she
Plan was to run away.
Yeah,
but
all
and
these
it was
shell
all owned by her.
companies owned part of the bank
Maybe she didn't know about Bitcoin. you know.
because
Let's
the
give her
government
poor
didn't
thing,
want
She didn't know about
the
Bitcoin.
government did not
allowed
She
her
just
to
put
own a
it on
bank
her
only
own.
up to 3% or 2%
On
or
her
something.
own.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, own
she
a
used to
bank,
have it in
complete
partnership.
bank.
So she created all these fake
Yeah,
partnerships.
that's what happened. Okay, so now
She took all.
What did she do with
when,
that
Once she got ownership, she applied for
Rich people
thousands
want
of
more
loans
money.
that were
More
approved
money.
by the managers that she put there.
okay,
Okay, and then those
and-
all that money came in. She put it in the. She put
Okay.
it in the basement.
So
That's
what's
what
the
she did.
problem?
Yeah, in her basement, the driver was doing that. Just to
In the
get away. The
basement.
plan was to get away with all that
And
money.
do what
Not
with
pay
it?
it back to the bank. Not to pay it back to the bank, you know.
Asif, you are assuming everybody is as smart as you are.
Whoever, someone told, I don't think so she's smart enough to come up with that scheme. Someone told her that scheme to do it. She did it.
Everybody would make
Some
smart
backstabbing
decisions
happened,
like
double
you.
crossing happened, something went wrong. And she's the fall
No, it
lady.
is stupid. It is stupid, yeah.
Yeah, but bro, like, can
मैं
I
होता
say
मैं तो
something?
भाग जाता।
She was already the
Money is not
richest
enough, I
person in.
think.
जैसा बैंक में
But I think that is
I'm
another
like,
basic
now I have
reason.
90% of the bank.
No,
I'm out,
bro,
nigga.
hold
Like, you know,
on.
I'll be like, I'm out, brother.
No, I think it's stupid. Like, if you know you're a communist, you're living in a communist country, you're still the richest person,
Yeah.
and
she
you're
was putting in
taking the money and putting inside your basement.
The
Why
views
would I-
expressed in
like,
this
listen,
program
if I
are
was a
strictly
communist
of,
in a
like, you know, of no consequence
Yeah,
of the
she's-
of
I was
its
the richest person.
of its hosts.
Yeah.
No, wait, I'm not smart. I'm an idiot. Wait, hold on. Let's be clear.
Yeah, but it is
I'm
true.
an
To
idiot.
जो सवाल पूछा है, it was really
Think
fucking
about
stupid. Like, why did she do that? Like, it was really bad. Yeah.
It's so well, okay. Let's do an experiment.
Let's do an experiment.
So I'm this person. No, first if I
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Bro,
Canadian. Yeah.
$16 billion, right? Like, think
Loaded
about
onto a plane
if
and
I
run away.
if I was her, I took $16 billion of amazing scam. Love it. Okay. I took the money out. Hear me out, guys, please. What?
Yeah.
Listen. This is all hypothetical, so I
It's
love
the-
it.
I was of the individual
I'm
and the
playing this
individual alone.
character. Okay, now I take.
Yeah.
I'm poor. Listen, I'm poor. So I
Thanks to
pick
high
it up.
heaven, brother.
I take it to my
Yeah.
basement,
Yeah.
and I keep collecting $16 billion. I did not take that money out and invest in some other country.
But maybe money was.
So what was the plan
we
to
don't
do
even
with
know.
that
Maybe
16
money
billion?
has
Isn't he
gone.
back already?
She's paid off all these people. Maybe there are a couple of billions already gone. They're never gonna see it back. Or the government is like, you know what? Fuck, all this money is now out in the system. Let's grab it. So now can you imagine the chain of custody on all that money? Where it's gonna go? It's gonna disappear. It's never gonna go back into the bank.
It's
Government
all
already
like
has
there's Christina Manpur CNN right there, you know. It's not.
I honestly,
fishy.
I
Yeah,
think
of
it's
course it's fishy, man. Like,
there's something stinks.
It's like
here.
the whole Jack Ma situation. You look at Jack Ma, right? He created
Yeah.
this empire.
And then
Then
they're
he spoke
killing her.
against the banks. He criticized the banks, saying that banks, he could run a better bank than the banks themselves. And now he disappeared.
Listen, all these investigative journalists and all these
Asif Bhai's gone dark right now.
like I'm just using logic right now. Like, it doesn't make logic. Logical sense.
All these reports that there are
$16
multiple
billion in the basement.
news outlets reporting this.
No, we have
information,
an
but it's all
opinion.
secondhand.
We have an
Nobody
opinion. We just don't know what to
actually
make of it.
telling you what happened. It's all the official government statement. It's all official government.
we
No,
don't
the
even know
opinion. The
anything.
opinion I
Next
have
podcast.
is the opinion I
Next
have is
episode,
number
Asif.
one, why did she
Give
withdraw
you some
cash?
homework.
Number
You should
two,
look into this so we can start right from fucking here, where we're gonna end this. Okay. Yeah.
we don't know what happened.
It is
to that
fishy.
money.
It is fishy. man.
I don't
Yeah, it
know.
is fishy.
I don't know. It's just stupid.
All right, people. So for that one person who's watching, as a wrap up, I think we started.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
Like, you guys don't have an opinion.
I think
You have no opinion.
we
on
started with infrastructure to floods to I guess
Because
frauds.
you don't allow- bro.
it. But you guys don't
No,
have.
I do find it
opinions.
shady.
You
can't
just
speak up.
find.
I
it.
do find it shady. I think she didn't pay
can't
off the
speak
right people. That's what happened. It's the whole "don't fuck with me, Tony." I think that's what happened.
Okay. Okay.
Like what?
But
what
still,
about,
like, that 16 billion.
what about the 16 billion?
Which
Yeah, well, like
Look,
yeah, it's in
that's
the
16
basement. They
billion
found
in
it.
the
That's what,
basement.
that's where the increment charges are. That's why I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
but why would you keep it in,
Why is
if
it
you were
there?
gonna
that's why
pay
I think
somebody off?
it's a bit crooked, the whole story. Like, it's like she got caught, but she's not saying anything. She's gonna get killed. If she's gonna get killed, why is she not speaking up? Because you don't give a fuck, right? If you're gonna be on the death center.
But she's in a communist country, right?
I mean, maybe they're threatening her. It will, make life hard for other. Just keep quiet. Maybe, I don't know. But when these kind of scams are happening, one thing is for sure, we all three know, it's not just one person doing it.
It's not a
That's what I'm
scam.
saying.
The
She's been
scam is
scammed.
happening
She's
on
been
her.
double-crossed. So I think that, yeah.
Because I don't.
The
I don't
one thing
believe
that's
it.
common, the one thing that's
$16
common
billion,
in
you're
all
doing,
these...
what are you doing with
yeah.
it? Bro, if I have $1 million,
The one thing that
I'll
is
buy some
common
fucking gold in Dubai or
all these
something.
things that we today talked about, right? In terms of all these like Ponzi's and money making, shortcuts that are happening everywhere. Government is the main one of the parties. Government is always involved at some level. I mean, think about it. The bank. Where do you think the bank is getting all their money from? Central bank.
That's
Central
what the
bank is
news
printing that,
is
giving
saying.
it to them, and then that bank is giving it forward, right? Issuing loans.
You have to be a PhD
Dude, she kept
on the Vietnam situation.
She did.
You'll be a
Okay.
dedicated Vietnam correspondent.
Okay, bro. Okay, like the
Shut
Big
the fuck up.
Lebowski, right? We're on April 21st.
That's on the point. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, that one
no,
person
no,
watching,
no,
please
shut the
help
fuck
him.
up. Like
Yeah, tied the room together.
carpet,
Yeah, that's right.
the rug tied the room together. So, if the carpet tied the room together, what was the room? What was the plan? Like, because
What are you gonna
if
do
you
with it?
take out $16 billion, dude.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't put it anywhere.
Where
It was
did you
all in the
put it?
basement. That's what that's what they're saying.
You can't just put
That's
it
what
in the
they're saying,
basement.
bro. That's what the
It
news is
doesn't
saying.
make sense.
So, Okay, Mike, that's your homework now. Next, on the next Mind the Gap.
I think
we
these guys, the news.
He told you he'll buy gold in Dubai. That's what he
I'm not going into this one, but it's stupid.
But this is an interesting one. If someone else, is
No.
planning to, if you would like
It's
to comment,
stupid.
maybe you can help us out with this one. So if you're
Bitcoin, bro.
that's watching and happy to
Oh,
look into
Nancy
this,
Pelosi, bro.
why this might have happened.
बाप, उसका
then
पर्दा
go
जब
for it,
फाश
knock
हो गया
yourself
ना।
out, send us a comment, and maybe in the next Mind the Gap, we'll bring it up. But yeah, it is pretty stupid. I mean,
So
you can see Asif here is not impressed. He's not impressed. Like the scam
can't
itself.
just
It's not impressive for him. For him, it is actually a downer for him because he's thinking, what the fuck did she do with all that money? Like, if I was in her place. Let's just say.
because
कि अगर तू होता उसकी जगह पे, what would
like
you have done
16
with the
billion.
money?
On that note,
Listen, first
Oh,
of
yeah.
all, I'm not a communist. So,
Open
I
a
have
gold
to buy
shop in the
gold
gold
or
souk.
like,
Yeah.
do shit like
Buy Nvidia.
Put in Nvidia.
Yeah.
Nvidia, buy property.
Like Nancy Pelosi, man. That's what.
Like I will buy
Like,
shit
yeah.
around the world.
Yeah, man. Her husband, she's buying up.
Like I would actually
Yeah,
take a chance on
Right.
like stocks.
Yeah.
I'll become a
Become a
whale.
whale. True.
16 billion, dude. I'll become
All
a
right.
whale.
For all future.
I'll be like,
yeah.
oh, there's
all
something going in
future
Bitcoin. These idiot
inspiring,
crypto guys, I will
aspirational
fucking fool them.
investors and scammers. Hear Asif Bhai out. Like if you're gonna do it the right way. Otherwise, don't bother doing it. Okay. So on that note, I think we're gonna hang up on this
it's
call.
a waste of time.
And it was a great session today. I think we just went fucking through this roller coaster of like information today. So thanks for taking your time and see you guys. Khuda Hafiz.